hold up, hold up. I must show you the littlest. Oh wow wow. It's just a little hyena. It's just a little dingus. It's just a little bingus. Look at those big old clumsy paws. It just looks so guilty. I didn't steal no cookies. he didn't steal no cookies. Hot dog. Well then, it's been a while since I've done streams. Wait, what? Oh, my shows the cradles between some. So, it's been a while since I've streamed. I don't think anyone's gonna show up. How long has it been? I took a break. I took a serious break from me. All I can think about is other people who like stream on the daily, and all I can think about is like, my god, man, you're throwing so much of your life away. Not that streaming is a bad activity, more that, like, you only get so much time, right? And if you spend, like, 6 hours a day, you can't make a video long, you can't make a stream longer than it is materially. Videos, you know, have their own issue, but it's more piecemeal. With the stream, you're, like, anchored in place. You're committed to the bit. You have to pull through to the end. And Jesus. April 5th. It's been a month. If I was on Twitch, they'd have a gun to my head and tell me to kill myself. Hey, Safi, why aren't you streaming? Is what Twitch would say. He'd bash me on the head with a hammer. Because, I've been told apparently Twitch gets real mad when you don't, whore yourself out on the daily. If you're not on the pole every single day of the week, there are no breaks, there are no vacation days. Apparently you can make good money if you're a good little whore, but, you know, I don't exactly want to deal with the pimps, as it were. I'd rather not. I'd rather have the freedom to live my life and not be chained to a desk for 6 hours. Like, I know that's what a day job is, but during a day job, you're usually able to have a couple of breaks, talk to some coworkers, get up and stretch. But you have it streaming, you just can't. All the more power to John Hayes or whatever his name is, because that guy does apparently does like workouts on stream. He's got one of those walking things in a desk that accommodates it. Either way, destiny still arrives. Destiny is destiny. I don't know where that's from, but I like saying it. Destiny is destiny. It drives a man to think. I'm not surprised the senator managed to show up right away. Of course, of course. Of all the horses and all the king's men, the second the front door opens, he's the one who like squeaks his way through. He swooshes his way inside. I also have a like off. I got sick a few weeks ago and it's been lingering. Which, if anything, makes streaming less desirable. You know, I kind of want to say... that the last thing we did was, Dancing Towards Tomorrow, but that's a lie, Safi. That's a lie. We all know the real thing that we did last was... Was it this? I don't know, man. Alright. We're not gonna put this off forever. We're just gonna give it about 10 minutes so everyone can flow in. I was thinking about doing, the Ghost in the Snoot. You know, because the Ghost in the Snoot is still technically on the news. I was gonna go with the Ghost and the Snoots, and some new chapters came out for that, and apparently it fucking goes places. So I thought about doing that, but on the other hand, I don't know if I want to get into it before it's done, because it does seem like doneness is something that may happen in the nigh future. What fic are you talking about? Meteor game? Meteos? Who even knows about Meteos around here? You can't just start talking about ancient DS game Meteos. And online goodbye to Volcano High. Hold up! Hold up! I don't need. Wait. Hold the phone. Hold up. Did I even read that? I know that I've personally been working on my own version of it. I've had some writing spirit of late, so that's nice. But I have no idea what the title is of what you're talking about. It does sound familiar. I just don't remember it. If I actually finished it, that says a lot, doesn't it? Woo! Oh, that is painful. Do you even remember? No, I don't. I just don't. Oh. Let's see. My read list has... I don't see it on here, so I don't think I read it. I know there's the crossover one. But that was a mod. That wasn't a fic. Tory game. I would have hugged that snoot. Now, those are just crossovers between the games. Punch Drunk Gator, no. Inkyo noted, no. Nothing to something, no. Ending 1.5, no. What the hell are we talking about here? Like, it sounds familiar, right? My brain says, Safi, you know what this is. Hold up. Oh, it's a Meteor game? A rewrite of Goodbye Volcano High with Anon and Cool in the cast as a twist. That's all I got to say to that guy. Why? Spinning our wheels. Why does that sound familiar? I feel like I've looked at Spinning our wheels. How long is this? 172,000 words over 13 chapters. We got a fucking classic gut-fucked idiot. God damn. Woof. You can't win with these guys. Why does Spinning our wheels sound so familiar? He hasn't updated that in over 2 years. Man, we're almost approaching the 2-year anniversary of Punch Drunk Gator not getting updated. Hoping Phil rewrite of ending 2. I don't think the only reason this sounds familiar is because I wrote something like this, but that wasn't nearly the same. Also because ending 2 hope fix. Look at that. I'm getting all mixed up all over the place. God, do I even want to bother with this? Do I want to put this on the to-read list? I'm gonna need to pick something new eventually, but this isn't done. It's also stupid long, like most fics, where it's like 10,000 words. My motherfucker, God, that's not a normal amount to put in a chapter. Stop it, please. Anon drinks the Kool-Aid and becomes the opposite of himself. Okay, explain to me what you mean with opposite. Wait, hold up. Hold up. You can explain the Kool-Aid. You can do that. But I'm starting to put this together. I think I recall reading this. I think I recall looking at this. Reddit Anon. Oh, it becomes a Redditor? Ugh. It says a lot when my response is ugh. Meteor game. Come on. Not Mooter game, Meteor game. Sephi, you fucking clown! Meteor game starts to sound more and more familiar. Yeah, his dad drops him off, right? He drank the gay frog water. Oh no! I can't believe he turned into a gay frog! Slippy! How could you do this to him? They're just making out in the background. Fuck! Ah! I like how the author's apparently keeping the end of the world part. I think Anon's the kind of person who would actually collapse under the end. Like, Anon is such a fucking loser, right? If the actual world ended, I think Anon would just collapse on sight. He's not the kind of person to take anything, let alone the existential dread of his life actually ending. Because he's very flippant with the fact that he's meaningless and worthless and everything. Like, he very much just wants to keep existing until the day that he dies, whatever that shape that'll take. But the fact of something arbitrarily deciding to end it early, I think would just crush the man's spirit. He collapsed under his own weight. Now, I understand that, like, if you're going to do Anon in Goodbye Volcano High, right, you kind of have to make accommodations for the fact that these are very open-minded individuals. Now, hold up. Let me stop the music, because this is kind of important. Anon in Goodbye Volcano High is universally, you're always going to run into the issue that Anon cannot stay himself for long, because the world he exists in is, like, it's not just Fang, right? In Snook Game, it's just Fang, so you can kind of skirt around the fact that Anon's a piece of shit. You can work with it, because the world's a bit grimier and groovier. But Goodbye Volcano High is a lot more, like, culturally optimistic, even though Fang is, like, the whole thing comes up, like, during one conversation about a distant family we never meet. So, you know, it's a lot harder to keep Anon that way without everyone saying, Anon, go to hell, here's a cliff, jump off, and they kick him in the ass so he falls off regardless of what he has to say about the situation. You can't you can't work that character in unless you want it to be about that contrast, right? You could make the story where Anon is trying to stick to his old self. Like, that's kind of what I think I might want to do with my version if I ever write it, which I won't. Is that I kind of like the idea that Anon is this antithetical entity to everything around him, and it's about that contrast. It's about the fact that, like, okay, Anon, you're now in a world where that shit doesn't fly with anyone anymore. Like, it doesn't. It just won't. What do? Does Anon adapt, or does he just shut himself in at that point? The problem is, he already shuts himself in, so the answer's off. So I need to create a different version of Anon, or make a whole new character that fits a similar criterion. But at that point, it's a whole different story. And he's in fucking high school. Like, I just fall on my back like a fucking turtle, and I kick my little legs in the air. In the first 3 chapters, now I just want to read the first 3 chapters. Hold up. I listen, I put my little hands on my little sides. I kind of want to read the first 3 chapters. If it's that fast, I can tolerate like 40, 30,000 words to see Anon get pulled inside out. Like a hand goes up his ass all the way to his neck and pulls him inside out. I'm willing to suffer through that. There's a... What the hell is this? Oh. Oh wow! It actually does like this. Listen, I have so many opinions about Volcano High, and I do feel that Volcano High's timeline is really weird and fucked up. And I still don't like that. Like the first day of school, this gets revealed. It's weird. Like I kind of like the parallels it's going with, but if you're gonna start it on day one of school, like oh no, it's senior year, the end of my life is gonna happen at the end of school because that's kind of fuck people don't seem to understand that the Meteor is kind of a stand-in for the fact that once senior year is over, like Fang has this desperate attempt to turn their music career into something so that they can hold on to their friends instead of everyone going there. Like there's a whole thing there with the Meteor and life ending and high school life, etc. But I also think that if you're going to do that, you probably should have a lead-in that's not any of that, because that way we can know the characters and we know what's different. Fuck Living Memories is doing this instead. Am I that kind of person? Do I want to sit here for 3 fucking hours reading 3 chapters of 8 quadrillion words each? Oh, I don't know, man. You're asking a lot of me. If I was given a nice crisp $50, I might consider. The old classics never leave. They never die. All right, I'm gonna do some research actually. So give me a moment. I'm gonna do a little bit of hands-on research. We're gonna have to do chapter 1 again because I don't have a recording anywhere. It might be a stream somewhere, but this fucking count. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of math. How much are we gonna have to read? I hate reading. I read fan fictions. The first one is 11,000 words. Because I've had it before where it's like the average is 10,000 words, but motherfucker will just write a 17 bajillion word chapter, and then the rest is like 10 words. It's just such a fucking lie. Again, I personally do feel that Anon and the End of the World are not like compatible. See, chapter 2 is 17,000. Motherfucker's cheating. You little cheat. I'm more willing to accept this. I'm more willing to accept this if I'm allowed to fast forward through things. If I'm allowed to just skim through things without having to read it aloud, I'm willing to make the accommodation. Okay, so we're looking at about 30,000 words. No, 40,000. So that's in the acceptable range. Jesus fucking Christ. It's okay. I need two things, right? I need two things. One, I'm allowed to skip. Two, I need a guarantee that Anon's 360 no-scope happens in Chapter 3 or by Chapter 3. Because I'm not squeezing in Chapter 4 just to see Anon become a big fat loser. Ugh. Oh my god. This is not what I imagined my day would be when I woke up this morning. My D&D didn't happen. I say stomping angrily, but I don't want to because I'm sitting down, and if I start stomping, I might slip and fall and kill myself. It's Fang's canonical birthday. Scrag doesn't do Adventure Crew later in Goodbye Volcano High. Yeah, but Goodbye Volcano plays fast, elusive, as timeless, human impossible. You know what? That's a good criticism. I've already mentioned that. It's fucking nasty. It's nasty. Also, there's something that's worth pointing out, which is like Fang and Anon hooking up is really weird in the context of the fact that, okay, let's zoom out a little bit, right? The problem I have with Fang hooking up with anyone in Goodbye Volcano High is that any relationship that's going to come out of it is going to be somewhat ingenuine by the fact that the world is ending and they're under high stress and emotions, and apparently it's easy to mistake the fact that you're afraid with the fact that you're a horny little bastard. The other problem I have is that Naomi's on the playing field. Anon is not that kind of person to take the action necessary to make things work. Like, there are so many obstacles for Anon to end up with Fang. On top of, like, his natural resistance to the non-binary stuff, which is way more legitimate in this than it ever was in Snook Game. Like, Jesus, man. How the fuck would he do that? I also don't know if this version of Fang would even like Anon, because in Snoot Game, in Snoot Game, the chemistry is god-awful. The longer I think about it, the more I don't like it. Hold on, there's a message again. Dr. Phil, Sage can't solve version of the Meteor. I thought the DM would kill me if I tried to rules lawyer this. Technically, the Meteor has a face. It's alive. Dr. Phil, I hate you. I'm gonna have to kill you. I'm gonna go through. No. The dev said the game is open-ended. We don't know if the meteor hit. Okay. Okay. Beans down. Beans down. No, everything I just said, compile it into a heap. The meteor is an allegory for the fact that Fang is afraid they're going to lose their friends. Because remember, all of you, sit the fuck down. On day 1, before the meteor is announced, Fang hears from Trish that Trish is kind of starting to think about other things. Right? There's a beginning friction to the idea of, well, we have to practice in a week? You know, all that. The idea that after this year's over, Trish is going to go to college, Reed is going to fuck off and do nothing, like the band is away, and the group's kind of melt into pieces. It doesn't matter. Trish is the important element here because they're fucking gay in some way. Who cares? That part spits apart. Under that context, the game's ending is implied that technically they stick together because they kind of resolve the core conflict. However, you can also say that it's not metaphorical, in which case you're a little piss baby, because reading allegory and theme into things is far more important than the literal text ever could be, because human brains are silly. Sage would like Anon only because we'd eat everything. The only reason Anon would eat anything Sage gives him is because Anon is a poor bastard who's hungry. Motherfucker would eat a tire if it was edible. Otherwise, all he eats is noodles. So I personally believe that the meteor doesn't hit because the core crisis is resolved by the virtue of the concert they give at the end of the world. When it really came down to it, when it seemed like the world was going to end and everyone was going to die, and Trish could rather be with her family or do anything else. They were with Fang. The crisis has been averted. Fang's personal life is technically saved. The meteor doesn't hit because the problem that the story revolves around, that the meteor is kind of supposed to be emblematic of, is solved. Blah blah. That is what I think. However, I also think that the people who wrote Goodbye Volcano High are not that smart. I don't know if they thought about it that hard because they really padded out their story with those D&D sessions. But that might not be a writer's issue. That might be something else. Because again, Sage does have like the one really good scene. And honestly, the longer I think about it, the more I like Goodbye Volcano High more than I like Snoot Game. For all the weird reasons. Okay, well, you know what? Fine. I've been convinced for all the wrong reasons. And because I just can't say no to the senator. Making conflict for the sake of Condor. Hey, Fong, I want to do the book stuff and not the band. We banned. But Fong, more book stuff. How dare you? I hate you. I mean, there's an argument to be made that the whole point is remember that Fang is very much in their own little head, and we use Fang's POV, and I feel like you could have communicated the idea that it's all in Fang's head better by having Fang be a stricter POV than we do, because we are just disconnected from Fang's mind enough that it's really weird what kind of communication we have with the character. I feel like if you stuck in that a little bit more, then you could say that Fang is just being negative in their interpretations and harsher because Fang's nervous and doesn't know how to handle these emotional situations. Because Trish has always been so accommodating to Fang that any pushback just tidal wave. It's been 13 minutes and I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed now. Hong shu, hong shu, hong shu, hong shu. I said I'm sleeping. Hong shu, hong shu, hong shu. Da, 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 da. You know, I'm still kind of giggling at the fact that apparently people are speedrunning the Scientology building. What's that about? How did that even get started? Coop. Hey, leave my boy Coops out of this. Coop really made a lot of weird writing choices, making Rosa trans and revealing it in the most jarring way possible. I think, I said it before, and I'll say it again, Goodbye Volcano High's biggest problem is that it tried to do something that it needed more space, right? It needed either denser writing and get rid of, like, the fact that it was already cutting corners with the D&D sequence that didn't actually do all that much should say enough, right? That beachy, Nomi rose together, but Funk says fuck if it was a heart attack over it. I don't like that part either. I really don't. Like, I understand that some people might be more sensitive to the word, but the whole group? Eh. The whole Raoult reveal is because of Snoop Rose. Might be. It might be. I mean, considering how tangential Rosa is. Also, Rosa's supposed to be like this bad guy character, if anything, because Rosa's like pulling Trish away, making things worse over time and all that. Whatever, man, I'm tired. Anyway, I'm going to ask you one more time. Am I allowed to skip things in Meteor game? Will I be allowed to fast forward if it gets a bit dreary? And does Anon fucking become a Redditor by chapter 3? Because if it is, we will push through. We will do this together. Shoulder to shoulder. We will stand together in the Phalanx formation. Sweet Jiminy. Drives man to think. I just don't know, man. I just don't know sometimes. What the hell? She's opening the bees, man. I'm learning some things today that I didn't want to. Time to choose, Mr. Freeman. Either way, you're gonna read slop! Why does this man show up to watch the pigs go to ham on the trough? Mr. Comic, sure, killing us is just very heckin' wholesome chungus. Mr. Comic Show, killing us isn't very heckin' wholesome chungus. If you could hear a voice banging for more subway, some of my voices over them. Alright. I'm sorry, people. The grand decision had been made. We are not living memories. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the diehard fans of I'm there. Video game. I gotta change the fucking Lingus Mingus thing. I don't wanna. Mom, what do I have? I'm setting things up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Alright. Gonna have to hit record in a hot minute. Draw a new background. Fuck. I mean, admittedly, that would be funny. But I don't listen. Like, I need $50, right? I need a 50. Come on, you can foot the bill. Man, that's fucking expensive for a shit ass background. $50, damn. Ugh. Hold on, I'll see if I can find something else to spruce it up a little bit about here. You know what? Since we're dealing with Fantasyland, let's just pull up the Anno Medieval background. Not like that fic's gonna get any fucking continuation anytime soon. Ugh. Alright. What do I want? No, I want something that's a bit, Nah, come on, I want something with a travel. What a travel. This will work. Oh shit, I forgot how I set my stuff up. Whoops! It's so skinny now. Finally, I can fit in these britches. Then they made Sage a slave. Oh, man. Yeah, the art was nice. The art was so nice. I just brought it up since the demo came out. I'm honestly baffled someone made a demo for it. Hold up. You know what? Before we get going, before we even get going, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna go to the last chapter. Just shh. Don't let the mods catch us. Don't let the mods catch us. I'm like little sneaks, my little fees. Oh, it's not rated. There might be sex in here. That's bad. They better not fucking kiss. Let's take a look. A second glance of Rosa. The Aqualops. Oh, damn. Someone was actually calling her an Aqualops. Don't you want to go to military school? Honestly, I feel like a Volcano High World is like the last place that an actual military academy exists. Because what fucking countries are they talking about? Well, I looked at it and I didn't get anything, so... I think that says everything, huh? Alright. There's no more escape. After horrifically embarrassing himself and shaming his family back in the hometown of Rock Bottom, Anon Emus makes a dramatic move from northern Pangaea to the sunny beaches of Caldera Bay. Abandoned by his father with an ultimatum, Anon is sent to graduate senior year while having to navigate the challenges of being perhaps the only mammal in a Saurian-dominated community. The weather is nice, but the radios are on the fritz, and cell service seems to be awfully spotty recently. I'm sure that doesn't mean anything, though. I like how we're just ignoring the fact that, like, Anon's biggest actual problem is that he's surrounded by from Anon's worldview, right? He's going from, like, a reasonable part of the world to woke city. This man is forcefully submerged in woke, right? This man, who has said nothing polite about the concept, is just forced to take a deep dive. Oh, shit. Hold up. Hold the fucking phone. I need to do something a bit drastic that I usually do. I have to mute my whole computer. Because apparently Armored Porcupine, played the demo, and I see art. And I see some art. So I'm going to take a brief look at that. Holy shit. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy. Holy. Oh, hold the phone. One moment. Hold up. You need to see this. You need to fucking see this. What the fuck is going on with this face? Not this face. This is a cute little fella. This is a little pat boy. No, I'm talking. What the fuck is going on here? Look at him. Listen. Like, it's fine, but the context, like, how why is Mr. Clean dating thing? Oh, I can't, man. Holy shit. Oh, fuck, man. Oh, I'm on the verge of fucking dying. Okay, well, I gotta point something out. They did a decent job with the art here, though. I mean, admittedly, the Mrs. Roberts art and everything is probably something you can easily find. But the principle doesn't look too bad, and the backgrounds are alright. Like, they even stole one from Volcano High directly. Oh my god, did they fucking reuse the Lunar? In fact, listen, I'm gonna show it one more time, just so that we're all on this. Oh, Lordy Lou! Oh, Lordy Lou! I can't. I just fucking can't. Listen, the thumbnail's fine. The art's, like, I get it, right? But there's something about it, man. Oh. Oh my god. Alright, okay, hold up. I need to straighten up my spine and crack it in like several different places. He's way too smooth. Oh. Anyway, Anon got sent over. Thinking about it, you know what I would really like for Anonymous? You know what would really work well if you wanted to take Anonymous to Goodbye Volcano Highland? If you really wanted to do Anon and Goodbye Volcano High, and you wanted to keep Anon, and you wanted to ham it up a little, you wanted to come at this from, like, GBH's, GVH, not GBH, GVH. My Game Boy Horizon! If you want to come at this from GVH's perspective, Anon is an asshole, and he got exposed at his other school for basically posting Nazi propaganda, right? Like, this Anon is, either ironically or not, has posted the kind of stuff that definitely gets you kicked out of school for, like, Jesus fucking Christ, what is wrong with you? He didn't get kicked out, of course. Like, Anon moves on his own accord. But maybe his family's like, Jesus Christ, Anon, we've talked to you about this, like, so many fucking times. We know a guy. We got a family down in Caldera Bay. You're gonna hang out with them, and you're just gonna have to suffer some exposure therapy, buddy. We're sending you to, like, the opposite of a conversion camp. You need to stop this. You can't go through life just inventing enemies and yelling at everyone. Editing himself with those Nazi tank anime girls. Those ones. We all know what we're thinking of. We all know the ones. and so when Anon shows up, it's very much like the principal sits him down and goes, Anon, you listen, it's not going to go how you expect it to. Like, I heard, okay? I know it sounds a bit roundabout and a bit contrived, but if you want to come at it from Gibia's perspective, that's the story you can write, is that Anon is just this weird, insular guy who invents this whole conspiracy theory. But in a way, oh god, no, the story then technically makes him right. Oh, see, this is what I mean. Like, ideas are cheap, but it technically validates his worldview, doesn't it? Shit! Ah! Oh no. Anon, you can't keep posting propaganda about how there's a gay agenda, and then they send him away to be brainwashed by the gay agenda! It doesn't work! Fuck! Alright, you know, if I had received $50 at this point, I would have given it back. I would have shoved it back into everyone's pockets. I'm the failure. I'm the one who loses. Ugh, I just posted a few based memes and ICE propaganda. You did ICE propaganda for free. That's the big issue. And you do know that most right-wing grifters get paid like decent amounts of money for this, right? They don't work for free. You goddamn idiot. The least you could do is get paid for being an asshole. That way I can at least understand the financial aspect of it. Oh, God. Can you imagine sitting in the office with the principal and that's like the chief complaint? Hold up. Listen. You can't just bring up California, man. As a wise Japanese man once said.
Today is fine day in California.
Huh?
True.
Today is Friday in California. Yeah, man, I'm gonna cut the recording. We're gonna try again. We're gonna try again. We need to try again. Lest this ghost of Mr. Clean haunt me. That movie was award-winning. Hell yeah, baby. How could that? Shit. The Senator, you've completely derailed my stream by simply asking to look at something else. Truly, he is a master of his craft. And I underestimated him. I lowered my guard enough, and he slipped in there with a dagger. He kissed me on the cheek with a kiss of death, and said I never had a chance, and I fall down the cliff, looking up, wondering where I could have deviated from my tracks, where I would have. But there is no hope. For my destruction. Okay, new recording. We're gonna actually do this. I'm gonna focus, and we're gonna do this. Let it rain on me. Sometimes things don't work out the way they're supposed to. I thought that I was going to get a fresh start after moving here, finally experience what it's like to be a teenager, hang out with friends, do stupid shit, and get in trouble for it. So much more. What I wanted most of all out of this is to finally start my own life. I wanted to finish school, go wherever the fuck I felt like, and never look back on the shit stain that was my childhood. Also, I want to point something out about that demo. In the demo, Anon's dad has like a cross hanging from his fucking rearview mirror. Like, listen, I get that Snoot Game is very Christian coded, but for fuck's sake, that does not work in this setting at all. That's just weird, man. Oh, like, it barely works in Snoot Game setting, because Anon's dad is not that religious as far as we can tell. Like, a cross in the rearview mirror. Like, I'm fine if he has, like, a cross somewhere in the car, but hanging there like a fucking air freshener is a whole other matter. That's just the goofy part, man. And now, for some reason, I know that's never gonna happen. It's a shame, too. What do you mean, a shame? You had, like, 1 year of good living. The stars are beautiful out tonight, glittering diamonds across a canvas of midnight blue, and the moon shining high above. Anon hugging his Dai Makura of Tanya the Evil. I love the aesthetics. I'm not... Anon cannot escape the accusation. Not escaping the allegations. If Anon does not make out with Reed, I'm gonna be mildly disappointed. Like, you gotta do it, not because Reed is gay, but because it is such... Like, listen... Right? I feel like Anon is the kind of person that if you want to, you could write him in the weak-willed kind of mindset, where he gets talked into it, and he immediately realizes that he's just being a big fucking idiot, and then Reed laughs it off. I could see that happening. Like, Adon's like, what if I am gay? Like, with all these weird people around me, what if the real reason is that I just want to kiss a guy and he does it and he's like, ugh, fuck. That's gross. Ah, it's a good comedy bit. Anon cannot compete with Nick. At best, he gets roped into a throuple. Sorry, man. Beans are down. Reed is dating Alvin, not Nick. Ugh, I can't believe you don't know the deep lore, man. Show up in my stream. The ocean hangs beneath it all. How does something hang beneath it all? Separated by me for by a couple of feet of damp sand. The waves consume the horizon as far as I could see. Sea spray and shadow blending together in nothingness. I would like to point out that while this is somewhat better written than most, you're not making any metaphor happen. There's nothing being described here, metaphorically speaking. You're just being flowery with your language. It failed me. Arthur Kid Boys, I'm sorry, man. You're going to have to be put in the timeout for 2 seconds. Actually, how short of a timeout can I do? I can do 10 seconds! I smite thee! For 10 seconds! Zap! Oh shit, I forgot that deletes all the messages. Whoops! Oh, and it also makes it look like I posted something. Yeah! Why does that delete everything? Shit. Well, on the plus side, it should all still be visible on the... Can I... Hold... Jesus Christ, get out of the way, little window. Can I not revert the message from being deleted? No! Why are you like this, YouTube? Why are you like this? Also, I love that Arthur Kitten Boy Wife always uses the cat emoji. If only because I like the cat emoji. It's just so silly. Anyway, I get the flowery language, but you're just purple prosing, man. You need to describe a vibe or feeling or an environment or an emotion or like the theme of your story, not just like, the sea is flowery. Like, whenever I get fancy with a scene, I try to make it sound like the character's trying to tell you something, right? Like, describe the distance between people because they're isolated. Describing the fact that the ocean looks endless, but their lives are so short. That kind of stuff. The senator is, I need to focus. I've been staring out at the water for fuck knows how long. The air is cool, but the glowing bonfire dry... Okay, hold up. We're in like a quiet, contemplative scene. But we're not alone. Who's we? I guess you and the fire. And I'll just make out already with the fire. There's others who are hanging around the fire with me, their bodies illuminated by the shifting firelight. 8 in total. 4 on either side of me, ringed about, why not around? They're there, but it's like encountering something underwater. They're blurry, hard to make out. Just kiss already! And though they're speaking to each other, everything is muffled. I can hear the murmur of water against the sand as it rushes and recedes. I hear the crackling stir of firewood shifting in the rocks near me. Such as them. I gave up on listening some time ago. I have a question for you. Where the fuck did Goodbye Volcano High's team get the fucking firewood from? Like, I know that's like a really minor detail, but they live in a coastal town with modern electricity. Why do they have firewood? Whose firewood is this? Or did they bother lighting driftwood? Jesus. Listen, it's just a thing, it's just frizz logic, okay? It's not that important, but... What do you think? The first voice besides me rocks my own world, cutting through the quiet of the beachside. It's not quiet. You literally just described the stir of the firewood and the water. It's not quiet. Oh, try like a knife. Also, these people are fucking talking. I twist my head to look at the direction they came from. The figure that's been standing at my right side looked me dead in the eye. Something about them is less smudged, clearer, more corporeal. Clear most of all are their eyes. Dried driftwood is good for burning. Sand usually dries it out. Really? I don't know. They hold the same shine as the fire in front of us all. I always felt that driftwood would be like very wet. Because it's near the fucking ocean. You are a part of this too, Anon. Okay. Question. Who in the Goodbye Volcano Highcast would say Anon? And who would say Anon? Not going off of his name being said, but purely off of seeing his name on paper. It's a book. Hardcover wrapped. Oh my god, it's the fucking... We're doing the... yeah. Listen, I get it. I get that this is part of Goodbye Volcano High. To an extent. But again, The core plot is that Fang does not want to leave high school and their high school friends and their high school friendships and their high school life behind. They are afraid of what comes afterwards because it feels like their parents have abandoned them and their friend is about to abandon them and their career isn't taking off as they wanted to. The point behind the book is to emblify that. Rosa would call him Anvon. Like, Anon should not be dropping the fucking book. Now, you can say that you can rewrite the story so that he should be the one dropping the book, but it just feels weird at that point. Like, at that point, you're dealing with a whole separate cast. It's your decision, the figure tells me. They rest a hand upon my forearm and give me a light squeeze.
What's it gonna be, Anon?
They know my name, but I don't know theirs. I'm really bad at introductions. I forgot to ask their name and I didn't listen. I know the vibe, Anon. I know the vibe. Who are you? I try to say the word, but nothing comes out. The rest of the world may well not exist anymore. The book in my hands, the others by the fire, the beach and the ocean and the night. It's all secondary as I look into their eyes. Hey there, Anon. The more I look into those amber pools, the more a word starts to surface in my head. A word that crawls from my lips. Fuck! Man, we're having a rousing episode. Avon. Avon's a cute name though. I'm okay with it. What the hell's going on here? Who the hell is this? Oh, hold up. I'm having a weird one. Who the heck? Shit, True Remote's online. Dude, but I'm not in his server. Who the fuck is this? Isn't it weird when you like know a guy through a guy? Ugh. Oh shit, this is some cringe ass shit. Ooh. So I should call him Lab Rat because he eats. Get this out of here. The cry escapes me as my world is rocked violently beneath me. Didn't it start off on that? I feel like I already mentioned that. Oh well. My eyes shoot open and I'm blinded by the sheer brightness of the sunlight violently assaulting my eyes. Man, you're violently twice. My assaulting my corneas with all the intensity of a hate crime. What the fuck does that even mean? Also, hold up. We can't have Anon saying things like the intensity of a hate crime. Anon is flippant about that shit. When the hell did it get so bright out? The metaphorical assault is joined by a literal one as knuckles rap against the side of my head. I wince, leaning away from the contract. Actually, I know a way to make the Anon scene work, where, like, Anon is this weird, too right-wing for this world kind of guy. You know, talking over the interdimensional internet with alt-rights on our world, whereas in his world none of that applies. It's like, make Pangea great again. It's like, what fucking immigrants, Anon? It's one fucking country! There are no immigrants! Move where, Anon? The sea? But, like, the whole point is that his family is basically socially ostracized for not doing something, so they send him away to do something, you know? Like, oh yeah, we solved Anon's little problems over there now. You can stop talking about him, you know? But again, that still plays into the idea that, like, the left are a bunch of fucking spiteful assholes, and you don't want to write the story like that because that fundamentally makes Anon right, and that's not the point, because if he's right, then you don't actually have a story anymore. I'm trying to write it from Goodbye Volcano High's angle, not from Anon's angle. So, like, I know I'm probably taking this way too seriously, but that is the kind of thing you gotta think about. The metaphorical sojourn by literal as knuckles rap against the side of my skull. Hey, Anon, how you doing? Oh, shit, I can't rap right now. My brain's too slow. Anon is a look of Mr. But who the fuck is Mr. Creosote? Anon must suffer this. Yes, Anon must suffer. The guy's literally the fucking butt of many jokes. I wince, leaning away from the contact. Language.
Language!
A gravelly voice all too familiar growls to me.
You better knock that shit off by the time we get it. You need to make a good impression. I'm sorry, Dad.
I mumble as I bring my hands up to my face. One scratches the side of my noggin. He just love-tapped with the flat of his hand. I thought he What the fuck do you mean? He literally hit you with his knuckles, not his hand. While the other rubs between my eyes, trying to clear the crust he's impairing my vision. The wonderful haze of sleep, so rudely interrupted by whatever the hell that was, quickly gives away as I start to recollect my current situation. I'm sitting in the passenger seat of my dad's Ford Bronco. Jesus. And for a couple of hours now, past that as I was, blah blah blah. He's basically in the car. It's warm. Every single goddamn fic has to start off with the characters mentioning that it's warm. Okay, I'm gonna do something because I want some clarity on this. Oh, I can't. Oh shit, I can't use this. Hold up. Oh, he's not in there, so I don't know who the fuck this is. Damn! I'm beset with a mystery in the middle of everything. Anyway, the wonderful haze of sleep. Backpack jam between his legs. Seat back seat laid out. The duffel bag or two. McDonald's paper bag. You know, I'll give you this much. You're actually describing a piece of shit car, so hey. That's from showing, not telling. I appreciate that in this very short amount of time we've already established everything that most people already know about Anon, but hey, fuck it, man. Dad's seething about something. Yeah, your dad's seething about the fact that, you know, didn't win the lottery again. Hard to tell what these days. His bushy brows are furrowed. The wispy thing he calls a mustache. Dude, be nice to your dad. A scraggly goatee. Ugh. Boomersaurus. Mom claims you used to have long hair, and now he's as bald as me. Dude, how the fuck did you get more bald? Your dad. The bottle must have knocked me out of alignment. God, the roads here suck. That's what knocked me awake.
I was about to wake you up regardless. We're almost there.
He waves a hand towards the windshield, pointing out the city in the distance. We're on a bridge over the sea right now, moving steadily with the flow of traffic. A collection of suburbia and business sectors jutting out just out of the middle, right down the middle of the skyline, growing larger, more dominant as we creep nearer. A myriad of traffic signs swarm overhead, giving dozens of different warnings for upcoming turnoffs. Man, I'm turned off by that, as we're approaching land once more. All of them give way to a massive one that stretches over the entire length of the bridge. Welcome to Bonus Game and Caldera Bay. The huge bold letters are filled with a college-bright, colorful images. Jesus Christ, it's a fucking highway! I thought those signs were beside the road, not over it. It's out in the facsimile of a 50s greeting card. That's an odd thing to choose for an environment that is specifically about a bunch of woke kids. The fucking 50s. The view is beautiful, and it's not the first time I've seen it before. When I was determined this was going to be the spot of my exiles, my parents and I took a trip down to scope out the area. Yeah, I remember reading this. And I was like, hey, let's take a look. We did it a second time to get a feel for the apartment they had chosen for me to move into. I like how you just went down there like several fucking times like that. It's really weird. Because in the OG it felt like everything was a bit slapdash, and this way more intentionality behind it. And those two times didn't faze me as much. They were just like little vacations in a way. But now the sight of Old Caldera sprawl made me filled with a weird sort of dread. Yeah, man, I got that feeling too when I had to move out of the house. It's just how it goes. This time I was staying. This time it's for realsies. It's for real life, kids. It's for real life. Quiet the car ride was. Radio's off. Men tend to turn off the radio when they're lost. Why aren't you listening to music? See for yourself. Yeah. ABs. Did like that for nearly an hour now. I'm surprised it didn't wake you up when it started happening. It's implied that the radio disturbances aren't that bad. Until like right after the meteor shows up. Like, been like that for an hour is a lot. But maybe it's worse because it's actually using a radio instead of, I don't know, local broadcasts. Dad shook his head as he kept speaking. GPS crapped out too. Tuna box in the alignment. You'd be surprised. Oh, it's Dodger Hellhole. Oh shit. That's one of those. Which just, I don't know, man. Like, I kind of prefer that Anon's parents are neutral, right? You can fill in the gaps as you wish. Having Anon's dad actually be a racist asshole doesn't work for me because it makes Anon's racism different, you know? It colors in his own personal perspective on things too much. Like, by just having them be blank slates over there, you get away with a lot more. Implication was clear. Didn't sleep too well, doesn't matter. What would they have me to talk about to begin with? We get to pursue conversation in spite of it. So basically, no one wants to fucking talk. I appreciate that we're spending this many fucking pages on no one's talking. Like, I understand it, but if it's supposed to be this big meaningful moment, then you gotta dress it up a little more. And I'm gonna go tell this. I'm just gonna ignore this. Main arteries in the city, red brick buildings, mixed with more modern architecture. Probably count the amount of stories I met before. Yeah, it's a lot more. It's not that their kind and theirs don't get along. That's a subject covering just about every single history class I've had before. Rock bottom is situated up north. It's too cold! Something that it will deal with well. By Volcano High, it's implied that the dinosaurs aren't really, like, biologically all that different from humans. Like, their diets and biology are never really called into question. Because it's not about that. It's using the dinosaurs as a backdrop for the asteroid. And now I think me and Dad may be the only humans in the whole city. Talk about a gentrified neighborhood. The sidewalks and venues you ride past are full of scales, feathers, and crests. I tried to go for a similar vibe with the new verse, because Anon is basically on, like, the, in the new verse, there's Lesser Pangaea and Greater Pangaea, and Greater Pangaea is mostly dinosaurs. Culturally speaking, it'll change over time, but during Anons, it's like, you know, there's a whole point to, like, everything is about scale care and feather stuff, you know. How to polish your beak. Things that Anon doesn't need and doesn't understand. To create that dissonance of being out of place, there's no, I like monkey care. Sidewalks and venues, blah, blah, blah. Raptors and hadrosaurs. I fucking hate this shit. How the hell do you know the difference between all of these, Anon? You've never met them. Different from one another. A large shadow glance over the car. Try to catch out what it could be. Oh! Oh, we're keeping the... So, in Goodbye Volcano High, it doesn't really get brought up all that much, but it's pretty much confirmed that you can... that the winged ones can fly, and they need a license, and I don't like that very much, because it fundamentally fucks with the logistics of a setting. Like, the biology doesn't get addressed so much, so that when it does, and it does make Nasser's wing thing actually significant, unlike in Snook Game, where it might as well not be a thing. Like, it should have been his arm or his leg. Because if they can't fly, who fucking cares, right? It's a limb you don't even need. Stronger than humans, faster humans, tougher than humans, God gave them other gifts, huh? Used to have technology in our favor, so we gave them that too, and now we're second class by comparison. What are you, fucking werewolves from Werewolf the Apocalypse? Need to be... Ah, I like this. Listen, I feel this would have been a way better one than anything else. It's like, just the intention of telling someone to be careful because of the racial composition or area is just such a detail. To make someone really sound like a racist asshole. Especially since what Anon's seeing is, like, people laughing and living and grinning, and he's like, Anon, be careful. They're gonna teach you joie de vivre. No son of mine is gonna be smiling. Ugh. Besides, before I can respond to him, I head to the road. He works his jaw. New school. I've been to the landlords afterwards, getting your new stuff moved in. Apartment ready to go. By the time you're out of class, then you're on your own. You think... I kind of like this perspective shift, you know, like, Anon's mumbling this, but we're not calling attention to it, like that other fucking fic does every fucking line. But I kind of like that his dad is kind of calling him out, like, yeah, if you're ungrateful, it would seem like you're alone, huh? Like, I know that he's probably actually a shithole, but it's a perspective you could take. Looking out the window once more, we started to peel away from the heart of the city, moving swiftly down the road. Start to see the ocean again, blah, blah, blah. Volcano High, the marble-colored, T-shaped building. 3 stories high and covered in swaths of plant overgrowth. The very name across the front. A large analog clock. Man, who can read those things nowadays? Close to 10 in the morning, because for some reason Goodbye Volcano High School start at 10. Hello. Yeah, that stairway is so goddamn weird. Why isn't it just a ramp? Where's my wheelchair accessibility, huh? And girded with columns. I gotta gird my... Planters, blah blah. They're the only souls present. Looking at the monkeys. You're both apes, buddy. Growing sense of nausea. It's really weird that you would even go with the concept of monkey. When, monkey is an actual subspecies. It works for us because we are apes, and there are no monkey humans. But if there are monkey humans, I don't think that would work anymore. In the way that it's intended to. Growing sense of nausea hits the bottom of my gut. First day of the rumor mill. Classes start soon. What a spare minute besides to be the last time we get to talk before, well, a while. Sure, your mom thrilled about that. Wow, Anon. Why do you even mumble your lines if you're just gonna say that to your dad's face? I feel like Anon wouldn't do that considering everything that happened. Like, considering how... Wait a minute, I have one more question, but first off, considering how Anon, like, begs his parents to go out here, it's really weird that Anon would be ungrateful about it, because it is technically all his fault. So, like, they don't have to, really. They're not obliged to. It's like, live with it, buddy. But one thing I really like, that I think, that I have a question about, sorry. The question I have is, how the fuck does Anon's background play into any of this? Because in Snook Game, they ultimately used it as another reason for Anon and Fang to hang out. I don't think Volcano High is the kind of class to laugh about that stuff, considering there's quite a few characters that seem to be interested in anime, video games, or otherwise. Like, I don't think you could pull... Like, I feel Anon would be like, what, you're all okay with this? And they're like, yeah. And Anon would be like, well, what the fuck? I feel like that would be the better story, right? If someone tries to expose Anon. But who would do that? Who would think that would work? Like, you have to play it straight. Like, Anon confesses to it, and everyone's like, why is that such a big deal? And he's like, what do you mean, why is it a big deal? I'm like, yeah, it's not a big deal, Anon. Everyone here likes cartoons and animes and stuff, so what the fuck? What's your problem, buddy? Is my chat frozen? No one's saying anything anymore. I'm so alone. I'm so lonely. Looked heaven and earth to make this little second chance of yours a reality. Nothing about this was easy. I mean, getting a house put together and a school transfer and everything, I can't imagine this was easy at all. Except the part where you get rid of me. After all, easier to get away from home than dealing with my screw-ups, right? What are you trying... Look, what actually happened? Are we doing a different kind of twist? Because the core twist does not make sense for his parents to be this kind of involved with. It was your fault. Oh, yeah, okay, so it is just the same fucking plot, huh? Well, those kids didn't write, but you and you alone posted that shit online, son. I like how his dad both understands the concept of posting shit online and getting doxxed for it. I appreciate this man's up to date on the latest shit, you know? Actually, considering Anon's age, his dad might have been around during the summer that never ends. I appreciate that Anon's just getting deflated, but I don't know, is this even Anon at this point? Like, Anon calling his parents out, being defiant about this, doesn't work. We're being a little weird with him. Being a little fast and loose. None of this is easy, son. His voice is softer now. Like it or not, this is the fresh start you're getting. The second best chance, and the last one, too. Looking at the little train wreck a dozen times before. Just listen to me one last time, I'm not finding you on. The circumstances aren't ideal, far from it, but I take no pleasure in shipping my boy to some featherback shithole. Damn. If the story might actually, like, I don't know how to work with this, man. Fuck. I think a story you could build out of this is that Anon is as racist as his dad. Like, the racism is dual, but you need to have Anon be a racist. And the whole story is kind of him finding out that he's just being wrong about this, and the interesting irony of the people that cared about him the most are the found family, and the people that he was discriminating against them. I don't know, there's something there. I don't know what to think, man. It's weird for Anon to not be the racist man in the room. Because even in Snoot Game, like, it was kind of him and Trish, right? It was mostly him and Trish. It kind of Ripley. But Ripley also saw a poor-ass motherfucker. But, like, it really was just him and Trish. So it's really, I don't know. We're doing things that I don't like. That I feel you need to pay off. He sucks at a breath with clenched teeth. And he sighs it out. Maybe this will do some good. Maybe the independence. I like that. I like that a lot, that he's, like, hanging on a word. Maybe we college you too much. I don't know anymore. Middle deal. College or the military? College or the military. I don't know one of those things for you, Anon. Can't you get the military to pay for college? There's some good things about this place. You goes to the bare minimum back home, but if you apply yourself here, you might be able to make it. I never got the impression that Volcano High in Caldera Bay was like an especially prestigious school. Like in Snoot Game, it's implied to be, but here it's very much not implied to be especially good. Except for the fact that Fang's parents are implied to be kind of loaded. Like, these people live pretty plushly, all things considered. Like, Reed has a whole garage to himself. Like, damn, these kids live nice. And Trisha's room isn't half bad either. So maybe it is. Maybe it is. Or maybe it's a standard for the world. We just don't know, because no world building got done, and I always get mad about that. This isn't a punishment. It's an opportunity to, I don't know, But if you come home and you're not racist, I'll be so pissed. School full of meteor dodgers? Not fucking likely. There we go. My silence is my answer to him. He waits for me as we speak, glances down at the clock. We're out of touch. We're out of time. And then he moves on. Isn't it ironic that the racist man who's racist against dinosaurs drives a Bronto? Goodbye, son. Aw, man. Text us later, we get to the apartment so we know you didn't get kidnapped. Again, I feel like you could pull off a real good comedy bit here where, like, his dad is all suspicious about everything, and then Anon shows up and it's all, like, cool kids. All, like, the wimpiest ass motherfuckers, and Anon's the toughest guy around. That's just funny. That's a good comedy routine. You can make a little mod out of it for an hour or two. Where Anon solves everyone's problems by being the one who's most willing to actually talk about shit. God damn, that's so lame. It's perfect. There he goes. Yeah, that moment where it finally sinks in that everything's the way it is. Which means we can actually switch this on. Teenage traffic. Nah, I want to go with hollowed holes. Yeah! Anyway, the raptor pack's gone. Walk around the white pavement. Verdant green grass. Doesn't verdant just mean green, though? Hold up. I'm pretty sure verdant just means grass. Green, right? Verdant is green in tint or color. Ugh. Get this tautology pleonasm out of here. It's probably a tautology, actually. I always need to look this shit up. Yeah, tautology is a repetition. What's a pleonasm? That's the same fucking thing. God damn it. Doesn't matter. A perfect verdant grass would work. Hell yeah, baby. Baby steps. Leave the library parking lot behind. Listen, man, I spent a lot of time figuring out the geography of the school. Because I'm like that. But come on, man. It doesn't matter. Verdun is red after the Germans and French left it. Man, there's like a whole bunch of poison out there in the mustard gas mine somewhere. The less people I have to talk to, the better. Oh no, it's hot! The weather is. Rock bottom's fairly chilly. Yeah, that's why there's no dinosaurs there, Bingus. I will say that for all the things about Volcano High, it does genuinely look very sweaty. Like, those dinosaurs are somehow pulling through. How the fuck Fang wears black is a miracle. Really shows how heat resistant those dinos are. It's never not going to bug me how varied they are. Just pick a color, man! I catch a few mutters of human as I scale the stairway. I didn't even undecided what this thing is saying. Again, I want to point one thing out. I got one requirement. One requirement. As far as we know, as far as we can tell, considering the amount of students at Volcano High that are like LGBT, the school student body and the teachers cannot be involved with this business. Because I'm pretty sure both of them are on this team. We can't go that way. We just can't. I mean, it is possible that, like, every single one of the LGBT is concentrated entirely in Fang's little friend group. It's never pointed out, but it could be. Because at that point, you do have, like, a decent... But they're all in senior year, which is weird when you think about it. There's gotta be more. Anyway. Embrace a soldier gets front door. It's heavy! Man, this door's so heavy! Apparently in this, Anon comes from, like, up north, so almost like Canada. There's no dino name for Canada like Mexico. Aw, man, there's no cool name for that? I thought there was. There'd be. You know, I forget which fic did this with an Century Overload looking at the super... What? An overload? Come on. It's crammed full of students. Why is this school so full of students? What are they doing here? With bright blue eyes and violet bangs. Who the fuck is this? I like how this guy wears a thick jacket. You gonna go in, dude? You gonna go in, dude? No, wait. Let's give him Hermaeus Mort. I'm going to go in, dude. The speech is slow. Oh, it's a lady. Excuse me. Reeve. Could be. Yeah, I think it is. The faintest sense of a skunky smell. Time to want to look into this random stoner. I like how Anon's fucking girl alarm goes off with a dinosaur stoner, even though he's a racist asshole. And also, very much freaking the fuck out. Now's the time to be horny! Yeah, sure, sorry. What a dingus. Why the fuck would she cock a brow? She's stoned out of her mind. Stonosaur is about the first person to notice me in this building, but she wasn't the last. Well, she was technically outside of the building since you were in the way, so... Again, the writer was writing things he doesn't understand. It gets a point of... But it gets a point for making Anon autistic. Hold up. You can explain that while I go to the bathroom. And when I get back, I will read your comment and we'll go to the next part. Because I kind of gotta... I kind of was expecting to be a good way through a chapter or two in Living Memories, so, you know... cookie. I had a cookie. So I had one. Let's take a look-see. Alright. Alright, let's turn to some music. Arthur Kitten Boywife says, 1. Making Anon autistic makes sense. He doesn't come from socializing, so he isolates online, but smart enough to make a railgun, but not studious enough to pass the test reliably. And his family wanted to get rid of him early. A big part of autistic life is understanding a lot of people will just naturally hate you for the same reason that you have to live with it. Actually, a kid getting bullied so hard he fled across states is coded like that. Also, don't need to BG, just use that Anon artist. I will not. But I was asking about what you meant with, like, the author is writing things he doesn't understand. Anyway, let's go have people talk about people. The sirens are quickly reaching a DEFCON volume. Several packs of people. Okay, so he is just autistic. I thought he was like, oh, girls! No, it's autistic. It's the tism. Dang. Sounds so quickly, it's a DEFCON, several people slow their pace. Singular theme. Holy shit, is that a human? He looks so plain. Dude needs some fashion pointers. Anon, you might look like a white little pastry, but that doesn't mean you gotta dress like a pastry. Are all humans bold like that? Looks like a modeling doll. Damn. Damn. Nothing else matter did the same thing with the gays. Yeah, it really did, didn't it? It really fucking did, didn't it? Oh. Oh shit, no! Please imagine that I'm like falling on my hands and knees as the psychic damage is crawling up my back. And I have to fight it to keep it from hitting my brain. The mental sirens erupt in the whale as a particularly bold raptor. Bold! Lurch aside from the crowd and grab my hand with a claw. I'm shocked by a number of things. The brazen act itself, of course. The texture of his skills. Man, Anon, please. Please do not describe this man grabbing your hand and going like, it's so cool. Why are you touching me? Listen, okay, listen, I'm going to put this down right. If someone is touching Anon, he's only touched. Do not describe it as oddly cool. Describe it as oddly frigid. Use a nasty adjective to imply that he doesn't like it. Don't make it sound like he's into it. Like, brazen is too nice. It's got to be like this harsh, unforgivable act. You know, something like that. He's that hot weather dip. Got the distinctly audited to understand that the male gaze for gays is. Giving the slides. Yeah, man. We got 0 abs. Or pecs. Or cheeks. Or arms. We didn't get any nice smiles. I mean, admittedly, with women, apparently a lot of it. Listen, I do like open shoulder look. But that's mostly because it frames things. You gotta frame it. For some reason, bare shoulder, Wearing a sweater where one's, ooh. Now it's framed. Now it's got color. It's got pizzazz. It got that little mystery going on. That question of why the fuck can't you just buy a normal sweater? Woohoo! Human skin is... Why does he say it like that? Human skin is weird. I jerk my hand free and pick up the pace. Doing my best to control my breathing. Man is practicing Haman. Christ, this is not even Raptor Jesus? Rap G. I missed the level of novelty of this arrangement, but the reaction is off the fucking charts. Yo, new guy, come back. Let me grab a selfie of you, dude. Again, this worked with Inko, because with Inko, he was literally in an arts class and everyone wanted to get references for their stupid paintings. They were not, in fact, fucking weirdos. Voices are drawn by an undercurrent of smartphone cameras clicking off. Well, they're making fake clicks, by the way. Those are fake clicks. Days, I round the nearest corner and do everything in my power not to break into a sprint. Don't spurg out! Do not become an asparagus! This man vampire ripped boat up my lungs. Good thing I'm not a mod user, otherwise I would have died! Fuck. Oh no! I'm infected with gay germs! I'm bi, dude! Oh no! I'm a liberal!
mean.
You're just fucking out here making a scene. Chill the fuck. Listen, Anon, you could have saved this if you just made out with him. You grab him by the cheeks, and you just go to town. That'll shut him up. Everyone will be like, what the fuck? Sexual molestation in my high school? Ugh. Only if I'm doing it. Mr. Moose, a masculine voice calls me by my last name. I can feel my heart doing calisthenics in my chest. Oh no. How do they know my... Is this one of my dating options? Why is he a man? This better be the joked one. Before I can get any further, the sound of shoes reporting? Reporting? Conscript reporting. Against the polished floor, clacks behind me. A fur man rests on my shoulder, blah blah blah. Enon! Dios mio, pulls a wooden cross. A liberal! That does sound like a line you would see in Disco Elysium. That does sound like a line you see in that game. Ugh. If you, like, go really deep into the communist angle, you're like, I'm a super leftist. I don't like those liberals. The wooden cross is just a nice ironic twist. It's the one thing you had in your pockets. What greets me is definitely not a student. It's a predator. Could you not describe your fucking principal as a sexual predator, man? Judging from how sharp the teeth in his confused smile are. Listen, you can technically tell because in by Volcano High, they are consistent with the fact that meat eaters have claws and vegetarians do not. The scales are lichen green, accented by random sharp lines of yellow shade. It's the principal. Also, aren't you supposed to go to class? If you were supposed to show up to... man, it's so weird. I'm gonna need that the ultra-rich guy made of lights. Seemingly caught up by my reaction. Also, in the mod, they made him a chud. What does that mean? Easy, easy. Okay, Mr. Moose, you look pretty spooked. Mr. Moose, why do you look like you just got assaulted? You've been here like 2 minutes. I know you look like a thumb, but... That boy betrays his age. You've already mentioned that he's older, dude. His voice isn't betraying shit. You already know. Those are hints of concern and attention. It's like this guy understands that you're supposed to be a bit more active with your language, but he doesn't know how to be active with his language. It's really annoying and kind of weird. It's not annoying, actually. It's mostly just, eh? You know, it's like someone picking up a chess piece and moving it incorrectly. It's like, I get what you're trying to do here, but that's not how en passant works. Got a little overwhelmed back there. I nudge my chin in the direction behind him and he looks over his shoulder. Handful of students are nosily peering at us. Came to quite a reception. Sorry for that, Anon. I don't think it was just that, but I was just curious about, you know, how many humans in the area, admittedly. Yeah, because it's too damn hot. Too fucking curious. They were treating me like a zoo animal. I'm an animal. What was that? Nothing, sir. I understand. It seems like Anon's aware of his muttering, but at least we're not constantly making it into a fucking running gag. Nothing, sir. I still know who I am. Who are you? Principal Sereno. Fun fact, he does not have a name as far as we can tell in the original game. And the faculty here are kind of high. Maybe they've mentioned it in a tweet by now, because everyone loves fucking updating their game posthumously like they're J.K. Rowling. Due to the unique nature of your transfer, how is it fucking unique to transfer? I want to meet you personally and guide you through the first 2 steps. Oh no, he got sent here because he's an idiot who doxed himself. What a loser. Something your parents would appreciate. It's catching me off guard. Remember that when I was... Oh my god, my parents gave a shit? What? So this is the same chapter we set up your dad to be a jerk, and I was like, oh, I'm care enough about you to call on. They quickly curdles. Nice to meet you, sir. Sereno. I was waiting at the front to receive to get dragged off to another matter. What a weird series of circumstances. Thought that probably explains the whole rigmarole you just went through. It sounds like everyone kind of sucks in this. Sorry about that again. Why is she such a weenie? Stop being a weenie, Principal. Like, I'm all for the situation, but he's too old to be a weenie. Like, this man is in his 40s, 50s. He's at the point where he doesn't give a shit anymore. Like, he cares about his job, but he's not like, oh, you know? It's so weird to see an older man have this kind of, like, childish reaction to the situation. Listen, man, I just have standards for my DILFs. It's a fine way of looking at it. Not of approval. Project ahead of his shoulder, pointing us the direction. If you follow me to my office, we gotta get into cover. Nothing too complicated, just some basic paperwork while I tell you about our world from campus. Just some paperwork while I sell you on my on my MLM. I'll have you attending homeroom in a jiffy. Sound good? Listen, man. If you're giving him, like, I don't know. I don't think you're gonna do this. The animal was already pinching it, you know. Begins to walk and I follow after him. Ah! The hall's growing increasingly quiet by this point. So much so that I can begin to audibly hear our footsteps echoing around. Soft murmurs of conversation trickle through as we pass by closed classroom doors. An odd shade. Odd shade. Why do you have to be like that? Just describe him as a shadow. You're already being weird with your descriptions. At a juncture at the end of the corridor. It's a T-shaped building, man. All of a sudden, so quiet. Blah blah. Fourth time it happened today. Listen, this happens in the game as like your first hint. You don't need to repeat it if you've already established the situation. Pulled me away from the doorway, though. Having about the morning. Why are we dragging so much attention to it? Like, I know that we all know about the Kabakakoto High story, so we can explore it a little more, but this is a bit much. Why the space? Feels like ages or a wooden door. Like, I want to point out, we are taking our sweet-ass time to get through everything here. He turned the knob, swinging it open. Decent sized room, buckleable okay. The razor wings. I'd also like to point out that in Goodbye Volcano High World, it's a little odd that the other chairs would be this big. It makes sense in Snook Game because in Snook Game, fucking Mr. Ferris exists, as does Ripley and the other guy, Mo. But doesn't make sense in this world where everyone's more normal sized. The glare of two monitors faintly visible against his outfit. Dude, it's like morning. How is it this dark in this room? Tries to work on his desktop. I keep glancing around the room. It's kind of boring, admittedly. Musty and old. Just after such a latest experience, it's kind of refreshing. It's surprisingly chilly. I could have kissed him just for that. Get this dilf out of here! Drawn back to reality as he lets out a low sigh. The kind of sigh Dad always made when he was forced to tangle with the problem. His tech illiteracy always only exacerbated. Isn't your dad like in the perfect arc to be good at tech? Because like modern day kids are fucking idiots about tech, but you know, in the 90s, where your dad probably grew up and everything. Those systems being rid of rat trap. I can't access your files or anything. Damn, my phone's messed up too. Everything's fucked up. Man, this Meteor is just kind of fucking everything up. This pale apple brick. The Sucho Minima... Get out of here, dude. How do you know that? Being aware of your circumstances and transfer to the facility. No, I did not, in fact, know that. I like how Anon's like, how could you not know? I'm pretty sure your parents would have brought this up like day one when they asked, why the fuck are we doing this again? I feel like that's a first date kind of thing. My body immediately cramps up. Feels like an anvil's pressed against my lungs. There we go. Every single teacher already knows. Raptor Christ. I thought it was just Christ. I didn't think about that. Breathing hitches. Feels like an open book. Guess right. Don't worry. It's just nothing short of complicated, but I'm here to tell you that you keep this matter private. No one to worry about. You can rest easy. How can I rest easy if everyone already knows? How can you trust the entire faculty with this? Isn't the whole point not to tell as many people as possible? Go back to the beginning. It was under the assumption already made clear to you. Due to the unique nature of your academic transfer, the board of your hometown was compelled to exchange information regarding your academic history with us. But this information was the circumstance that led to your decision in the first place. Dude, Jesus. Just tell him which vaccines I got, huh? He raised one of his hands toward me, leaning a little closer. He spoke a little more slowly now. I don't know, believe me when I say they want to help you get through this year. Man, this guy is nicer than Spears about it. Although maybe Spears knew and just didn't want to bring it up too much. Didn't feel like it was something that really needed discussing. Best left buried and dead. Mm-hmm. Hold up. More reliable. Screen space reflections? This is social being a cringe weeb. Yeah, social life's over back home. Shouldn't be the problem here. Again, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, Anon would just slide into Goodbye to Volcano Hell World and be fine, is the problem. People aren't your own species. Understand you might be a little bit of a racist.
You can't just say that!
I can. I'm the principal. I'm your principal. I'm getting to this. He pauses, letting me digest the words before I continue. However, our staff will make sure that none of this will follow you here. Our lips are sealed, Anon. If you ever need to talk to anyone about this, my door's always open. Anon still feels uncomfortable. Not for some of our programs, but if you could offer... Ah, yes, the programs and benefits. Lengthy, well-rehearsed tirade. He covers nearly everything. The history of the school. Dude, aren't you supposed to go to homeroom? We're still doing the financial aid thing, huh? I was under the impression Volcano is the kind of school where you don't have to pay for your lunch. Guess the staff knows about Broke Skinny. I think they exchange a lot of information, buddy. A lot more than he's letting you in on. But all that Anon cares about is they know. Not just a teacher, but it all takes one man with loose lips. Absolutely sure. I'll be sure to look into them. Go to first at a time. We're gonna miss your first class. What about the paperwork? I can't give it to you if I can't print it.
My printer! It's powerless.
I thought about getting these documents sorted for you. You got Roberts. Why would he say Roberts? Wouldn't he say Misty? Like, you're her boss. Like, at least you would say Misty Roberts, but like, you're coworkers. Unless he's that kind of... Oh, he's that kind of professional, ain't he? Ugh. Name sounds familiar. Lucky Fuchsia's a great man for sure. Listen, their room is 045. Get this fucking basic-ass door keypad code out of here. Charge you just fine. Have a great day. Why does this place have numbered rooms? They've got so few classrooms, they could just give them names. Someone also got about this paper later today. I'll see you then. I don't like any of this. The urge to fake being sick so I could just go was ever present, but shut up quickly. And my parents would allow that. How would your parents know? I mean, Serrano already knows. Homework isn't that hard to find. There it is. Here we go! Who's next? Hold up, we need to pull up, we need to pull up. I don't think I can find that voice clip very easily. But we all know how he says it. Who's next? Get this Duke Nukem ass out of here. Sorry, sir, it's kind of a habit. We'll understand, Emma. You can just lower your arm now. It might make our Jewish friends nervous? I'm sorry, what? Those are the words I hear as I slowly swing the door open. I guess I was hoping I might be able to sneak into the classroom without anyone. How would you ever do that? A stupid thought. Every scaly studded pair of diamond eyes in the class was fixed immediately. The room itself is what you'd expect from the average modern classroom. Then why are you describing it? Rectangle with walls, half painted khaki and teal green, divided down the middle. Blah blah blah. Man, I appreciate that you're describing this room that I should be expecting. Every seat's filled with a saurian of some variety, save one, the very last seat in the middle row. What does it mean to be a last seat in the middle row? I guess towards the window, then? All the students were eyeing me in confusion, curiosity, or disinterest. Why would someone eye you with disinterest? Wouldn't they just not look at you? Standing across me, run this is okay. There she is. Long sleeve, white collared, black dress. She looks fucking ancient. Makes me assume she's a carnivore. Why do you bring that up? How's this relevant? Are you doing fucking astrology on this lady? Oh, yes, you're a carnivore. That means that this week you're gonna have bad vibes. Her scales are lavender. She's a little old. Must be Robert. She looks too mature not to be a teacher. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. She said, her voice confirming that she was the one I had accidentally interrupted. There's a professional neutrality in her voice and masking her face. I don't like that phrasing because I know what you're trying to say. There's professional neutrality masking her face, but it doesn't work like that if you use an and statement. She waves to me to come closer. Nodding quietly, I shut the door behind me as I awkwardly shuffle over towards her. I do my best to ignore the rest of the students gawking at me, difficult as it is. Mrs. Roberts' own stare is no less piercing. I find myself staring at the floor instead of... stop doubling up on stuff. Stare, instead of making eye contact with either of the two options. Anon, the Munich Putsch was 85 years ago. You missed it. Okay. Dang, well, guess I could be a communist now. And I got additional bad news. Poor Anon's late to every circus. What a clown. Class, this is Anon Moose. Mr. Moose is a transfer student from up north who has chosen to spend his senior year with us here in Caldera Bay. Everything I spoke about earlier, the challenges that you'll be facing this year, especially to... She would never say that! Mrs. fucking Roberts would not point at someone and say, this is the sad sack of you. Feel sad for him. She would never do that. Mr. Moose is in an environment he isn't familiar with, surrounded by strangers. I can only imagine the kind of pressure that you might be under, which is why I hope you all do your best to help Anon feel safer on campus. Why are you calling him out? You fucking idiot! I'm glad you were finally able to make it, Anon. I was beginning to wonder if you had gotten lost. Nothing in the way was accusatory. I grimaced apologetically. I'm sorry, ma'am. Mr. Serrano was... I am well aware of your meeting with Mr. Serrano, she says. Raising her claw, she cuts me off. Why don't you put that before she starts talking? Glad you could make it either. She would if she saw his fortune. You stick up and go kick me, sticker at him. Yeah. I'm sure our principal has informed you on the many opportunities and advantages offered to you here at Volcano High, yes? Yeah, sure. I really should have paid attention to him. Shit. Good. We were discussing plans for the future when you arrived, Anon. College, careers, other such aspirations. Reader had just finished sharing his own plans. Gestures towards it. Oh, no. He's got to sit in Reed's fart zone! He screamed the color pink for the... Dude, you screamed the color beige. Every skill is varying pink, lighter patterns. I like how you're saying it like that's an intentional fashion choice. His eyes were striking purple, though. Sup? Actually, reading in that sounds very different. You know, I just... He's got a way more... He's not as stoner heavy. Give me a light wave. So let's continue on that topic. I think it would serve as a good icebreaker for you, Anon. Tell the class what you plan to do once you graduate, and I'll give you some feedback on it. Why would she say this? That's like the whole core statement of what she's doing. Fuck! I can practically feel the sweat beginning to bead on my brow. Why is it beginning? Why not just get right to the beating? And I was going to be putting some blah blah. Well, part of me moving up is I was supposed to try to go to college, and if that doesn't pan out, then I'm going to enlist in the military. Just like the band. Having a backup plan in case your original plan falls through is smart. In this case, you've chosen the option that is always available to you outside of some bizarre circumstance. While the armed services is far from ideal for most people, it can still provide you with skill discipline. I don't like this, man. I don't like this. I just don't think this guy quite gets Roberts. I feel like Robert should be a little bit more dismissive about it. Like, another child who's going to join the military as a solution. And you do know the army isn't going to fix your fucking problems for you, right? Shouldn't she be a bit more dismissive about the concept? And do tell, what exactly do you intend to go to college for? Of course you continue to press for details. This teacher cares. Why does the staff here give a shit? I glance away from it out into the class. Some students have lost interest, stealing glances at their phones or other things. I catch a glimpse of a monochrome thing with wings in the back. Dude, don't be a fucking asshole. Actually, immediately he is, so. Meanwhile, the others watch with rapt attention. Rapt zone. I can't believe Anon's fucking giving you looks! And the little like-scaled woman with a crest across from him was staring over at me with green eyes. She seemed positively fascinated by me. Ugh. I feel like Naomi's fascination might mostly be because she feels like she can score those, I'm not racist brownie points out of you. Reed, because he's a gay-mosexual. Colonel, I'm trying to sneak around, but the tisms of my neatness keep alerting the dinos. Oh, Anon, you poor man. Mrs. Roberts clears the throat, reminding me that, unlike Inko, I do not get to just run away with silence. I grip my teeth, feeling ready to implode. I know. I look at Roberts again. Her lips have curled into a slight frown. You don't know? Well, you have 8 months to figure it out, at least. Let's hope something here inspires you. She shifts attention away from me to the rest of the students. Does anyone else they'd wish to ask Anon before we continue? A hand shoot up. It's from the green-eyed starer from before. I get a better look at her as I glance in her direction. Jesus fucking Christ, man, it's just categorizing everyone. I'm an omnivore. I'm going to categorize all of you. This is for all your posts about older women. Hag, post your way out of this, Baldy. Yes. Yes. Oh. There's a long crest emerging from the back of her blonde hair. An orange stripe running down the front and the rest of her face. You're wearing a short-sleeved dress shirt with a pink bow, pink eccentric glasses. I feel like you could summarize most of this by saying that she looks very prim and proper for a high school student compared to everyone else. And bam, one paragraph reduced down to what it needs to be. God, what a geek. Or you could just fucking say that and leave it at that. Let my imagination do some lifting, buddy. Car-shaped. Why do you look like a Toyota Prius? What's wrong with you? Hi there. Nice to meet you. I'm Naomi. She, her. What? If I hadn't already stopped the music, I would do it right now. I don't want to hit my desk right now, so, do I have another surface I can hit? Fuck, I'll do my knees. That's not a hyphen, man. It's a slash. It's a fucking forward slash. Ugh. My eye. It's a forward slash, man. Because a hyphen implies it's one word. She, her are 2 different pronouns. So, even if you don't know, the fucking context should tell you. Also, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put them in uppercase, but that's because I've only ever seen it in that context. It might just be whatever, man. But that's not how you do it! Like, I'm okay with, like, having some slip-ups, right? But even if you're, like, the most 4chan up-your-own-ass motherfucker, you know how this is actually done. And, yes, Anon would get it wrong, and Anon would say it like that, but Naomi would do it right. You have to preserve the context of her character in the speech. Anon is transcribing it. He cannot impose his own values onto her text outside of interpreting the context of her emotions. He can't change the hyphen and forward slashes like that. I'm very picky about this because it's like you don't write about shit you don't know. You're just gonna look like a clown. Christ, a Tumblosaurus too. Also, here's that problem I keep talking about where if you try to use markup, it causes spaces to magically appear. I do like Tumblosaurus. It's so fucking on point here. Christ, the Tumblosaurus too. She blinks. What was that? Isn't Alan standing in front of the class? Also, how the fuck can she hear him? I thought his mumbling is like you have to stand right next to him for it. Like, again, his mumbling has this variable range that feels weird to work with. Sorry. Nice to meet you too. What do you want to know? What the hell is a Tumblr? And Reed's like, yeah, I never heard of that website. Smiling like a friend, like a smiling friends. Hold on, let's put on some awkward music. Because Anna's being awkward. What do you want to know? Smiling, she folds her hands on the desk before her. Like, what's it like where you're from? I always heard humans tend to live in northern Pangaea. Well, I've never been there before. Look, his remote broke and he couldn't lower his monologue volume. He thought he'd turn it up so that his dad could hear him bitch, but he forgot to turn it back down, and his remote is all the way in northern Pangaea. Did my phone just go off? No, I think it's the song doing this. You have never heard from Tumblr. Hides all the armies over D&D. See, Arthur Kitten... See, this is what I mean, right? Arthur Kitten's boy wife knows how to fucking write knowing what you're talking about. He knows, and it makes it better. And harder to argue with. Damn! Fucking aced. You were forgiven for the 10-second mute. I've always heard it's like super cold. Like winter all the time and worse cold. Yeah, it's pretty chilly up there usually. Kind of mild this time of year, but it snows during winter. I just remembered that like the half the voice lines in this fucking game start with like a breathing. Like they forgot to crop off the inhale for the lines. No, goodbye, Dr. Six. If instead of a D&D ripoff, they were playing Bunkers and Badasses for filler. No, they should have been playing Beach Bimbos, that video game about shooting Martians or whatever. Or Fatal. Or hell, if they could make it through one session of Rollmaster or Hackmaster, bam, instant sell. Yeah, it's pretty chilly up there, usually. Kind of mild this time of year, but it snows during winter. Wild. I think it literally turned into an ice cube. Well, not exactly. But you're not too far off. Saurian biology doesn't do too well in extremes of that nature, save for a handful of really hardy subspecies. It's why there's usually been a large population divergence between the north and south historically, even as our species became socially integrated. I'm sure by contrast you're finding it pretty hot down here, right? Wait! Hold the phone. Hold the fucking phone. Did this motherfucker properly use... Hold up. Did this motherfucker properly use an open quotation? So I often complain... So I sometimes point out that people forget to close their quotation marks. If you end a quotation on a paragraph and go to the next line and start that with a single quotation mark, you can continue the speaker of the quote without having to close the prior one. Like, this is Naomi talking, and this is Naomi talking, and if you didn't close it with this one, and you did another quotation mark, it all is just, Jesus Christ. This motherfucker knows about open quotations. Damn! Or it's accidental in the other direction, which is also very funny. Also, someone is talking for more than one paragraph. That's also very novel. I'm sure by contrast you're finding it pretty hot down here, right? She says as she looks at me, still smiling. I don't know what exactly is about it that makes me uncomfortable. She's being perfectly pleasant, friendly even. Maybe it's, not her. It might just be her people in general. I might not ever get used to these guys. I mean, it's really warm what I'm used to. It's an insufferable 80 degrees up here. Well, is that so hot? Yeah, man, I'm melting. Back where I'm from, it's usually minus 30. How does it not snow in summer at minus 30? I don't know, Reed. Just really warm to what I'm used to, but it's not too bad. The death cloud of the sun I just experienced just from walking between the parking lot and the front door would beg to differ, but the media men beg to differ. It's pretty hot then, right? Anna's standing there with a visible bottle. I heard humans sweat. What's the deal with that? And he's just drowning. Fatal, I'm not rolling to that. Oh, please. That's what I thought, coward. No, you know what? No, I'm gonna have to put that in the trash can. Sorry. Whoops. We're not, that crosses a very thin line that I have somewhere over there. I'm covering my ass, okay? Good old internal temperature regulation at its finest. There's actually an entire course I'm going to have to take on you guys once I graduate. I've done some preliminary stuff. Oh, yeah, because she wants to be a doctor. Joke is that for the Funger stream, not this. It's not, in the interest of not turning this into an impromptu biology lesson. I really appreciate that we took Naomi's talking too much from the original game and nicely transplanted it onto Anon. Let's put a pin on that, Naomi. Robert's cutscene immediately snuffing the imminent yap session. Naomi blinks and nods all the same. Oh, yeah, right. Sorry, I got carried away. Anyone else have anything to ask? Farewell, Anon. You've got your seat for you in the back. Wait, how the fuck did Naomi hear him if he was standing in front of class? Welcome to Volcano High. Welcome to my class. Anyway, gladly, he goes ahead. How the fuck is this chapter not ending? Didn't know we were on strike. I slump into my desk. Dude, slump into your chair, please. Got a nice amount of space for it. Millhouse. Ah, fucking Millhouse. The absolute manlet of a dino-lit. Not paying attention. The only reason Millhouse got brought up is so that people are like, oh man, it's the character I know from the video game. It'd be a lie to say I'm interested in what this dork has to say about his future, yeah. But my decision to ignore him is coming from the fact that Mrs. Roberts' little icebreaker has left me feeling a little unsettled. Because I realize now that I don't really know what I want to do once I graduate. I don't want to enlist. I'm too much of a soft pudding boy. In terms of going to college, I'm just coming up a blank. I think I'm going to go to college and learn about the military. Best of both worlds. Should at least have some kind of idea, blah, blah, blah. So we're getting this little mind. I need to shitpost. I need a distraction. I have to flex the one muscle I flex on a regular basis. Glance around the classroom. Milan has a sad fate ahead of him, death by obliterated pelvis. Oh yeah, because people tend to ship him with that big one, right? Just a small arms repeller man, and then suffer the completing... Stacy, whatever. Another student on a mobile device. It's the gray thing. Like, there's a... I don't know how to put this, but it feels like Anon is like kind of wishy-washy between being very racist and being like casual racist, right? Because calling a dinosaur a gray thing is very crass. Because nothing is stopping him from just calling Fang a gray dinosaur. Like, even saying gray dinosaur thing is better. Like, Does take a lot to figure out what kind of saurian they are, because they got the big fucking wings. They scream monochromatic. Again, they're not blue, they're green. Black drop top pants all torn tied up. The amount of skin allowed to show the suit started to feel a bit obscene. I showed up in a jacket and long pants, despite the fucking weather, and it turns out you can walk around with your gut out? Damn! Also, doesn't Fang have, like, makeup at this point in the game? Boston goes to the claw tip traffic away. How the fuck do you tippy-tap on a fucking screen with those claws? I mean, I imagine that the Gobavocane High technology is adapted for that, but still! This has to be a woman, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just like that Tumblr-saurus, they're gonna tell me their pronouns, and I'm gonna go, oh yeah, I'm attack helicopter, and it'll be the best laugh of all. I'm totally not lame for that. It's totally not so fucking lame that even the 4chaners would give me shit for it at this point. Oh. Like, it works against other people, at least. Because so many people still just not understand that that's... Come on. Come on. We're past crossbows. Please keep up with the tech tree. At least as long as you don't look like Trinity. Oh, Jesus, fuck! Look over to my hand, bucket to pull up my own phone. I thought we were going to jack off, buddy. Much to my delight, it appears to be working. There's only a lot of signal like back at Serrano's office. So we're artifacting across the screen this time around. Still don't know what that was about. I'm going to pull up a browser. I'm going to a sprawl of open tabs. Each dedicated to a visible board. And you're pulling out your phone in class. What makes you think no one's going to look over your goddamn shoulders? I guess he's in the last row. That's the one thing saving him. No, he's in the middle row. There's someone behind him, minimum. Meteor and I owns a debate on the upcoming Paki Station 5. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Fingers dance. What the hell is this saying? Features of videos, like predecessor acid no games. I mean, yeah, PlayStation 5 is a bit meh. I crush the capture. Jesus Christ, Adam, what kind of fucking nerd are you that you're like, I crushed the capture? Brace myself for the imminent catharsis. Wait, does 4chan even have captures? Does it? I guess it would. It does seem like the obvious place people would, you know, spam shit. Given it is a place where people need no excuse to fuck around. Actually, they do need an excuse. And then they'll run to town with it. Brace myself for the imminent catharsis of momentarily annoying random stranger in the internet. I push the button, and he then... Not connected. Aw, man, he lost his whole post! Oh, no. What the hell? I don't remember the song at all. Anon. Oh no, it's Roberts. I don't know what the policy on phones was at your former homeroom. You mean his former school? He didn't move homerooms, he moved fucking schools! But in my class, you will give your fellow students the same attention they were gracious enough to give you earlier. Do you understand? I should just nod and accept the scolding. That was stupid and I got caught. Besides, it's not the end of the world. It's not actually demanding I give him a phone or anything. Except, wait, this is bullshit. Why is she singling me out? That feather bitch beside me has had a phone out for a while now. Mrs. Roberts is a single thing. Then why is she allowed? Oh my god. Holy shit. Anon's a snitch? I'm sorry, man. Ugh, I can't crack my knuckles. They're already cracked. Ugh. Snitches gets bitches. What? The words egged on by my frustration over the moment in this day in general. Why is she allowed? Record. You know what? I didn't catch it, because I was too obsessed with the fact this motherfucker's a snitch. Fuck! You know what, Senator? Senator, you know what? You beat me. You caught me. You caught me, the guy who likes to bitch about this shit, in my own dojo. You're pinned. Be proud. Fuck! My day is ruined! The words, egged on by my frustration over the moment and this day in general, are punctuated by me jerking my thumb in the direction... Don't say jerking! In the direction of the pterosaur. I catch her reaction out of the corner of my eye. Blinking, she looks up... Oh. No. Come on, man. Looks up from her device, eyes wide with confusion, and then anger. And that doesn't work! Ah! Hey, class! I have a question for you. Why is Safi annoyed at this sentence? You have 1 minute to answer why Safi might be annoyed at this characterization of Fang. Please submit your answers now. Wrong. Yes! Senator, you've officially earned 2 points. He's on the board. Senator, kind of locking in. Man locked in and is delivering. So, my problem is, I'm not saying that Goodbye Volcano High Fang would not be angry. But, Goodbye Volcano High Fang, oh, hello there, Jacobit's cool, Y7H. The problem I have is that this Fang is an introvert and also shy. This version of Fang is non-confrontational with strangers, or implied to be at least, to the point that it's weird for her to look at a new guy in class and get mad. Also, I kind of feel like Fang would be too into their phone to have noticed what happened. They would just be more upset about the whole getting snitched on thing more than anything. Anyway. What they were doing has no bearing on you, and I do not appreciate the implication of your question. What do you mean implication? That other people are just allowed to use the phone? Are you like, oh no, you caught me not arresting students for committing crimes? I don't appreciate you calling me out on being a bad cop, Anon. He pauses and looks over to the dinosaur. Characterization inconsistency come. It's not a big thing, but I am easily annoyed. Also, it gives Senator a chance to flex on all of us losers. That doesn't mean you're excused, though, Fang. Why? Okay, why aren't we using Mix Fang? A completely separate fic that didn't even have to do it did it right. This Fang, why does he get called Mr. Moose? But she is called Fang. Okay, sorry, they. I need to remember this is not Lucy where that works. This is actual Fang. The problem is, like, why does the title only work for Anon? I get it. Okay, Fang does not have an established last name. I go with El Samad personally. Just pick a fucking name, man. That doesn't mean you're excused, though, Mix Alpha Samad. Unlike Mr. Moose, you should know better. Don't let me catch you with it out in my class again. I see you're not a woman then, huh, with your thing out. Fuck. I'm arbitrarily and racist, Anon. You are held to these standards. Fang? Who the hell names that kid Fang? Who the ever the fuck named their kid Spears? I don't know. What the hell just happened? Oh, my alerts. Oh, there it is. It's all at the top. Jacob Gaming. You wouldn't game a Jacob. Yeah, the person who names their kid Fang is probably whoever the fuck had Spears' wife. This is Fatma, not Lucy. I know. But, but Anon is called by his last name, and Fang would logically also be called by the last name. What the hell names that kid Fang? Fang, I guess, huffs, shaking her head as she slides the phone back into her backpack. Man fucking triple slam dunks the incorrect pronouns. Dang! Zero chill. Doesn't matter either way. It's not working. Oh, mine isn't working either.
Thing totally dead.
The other students chime in about similar frustrations on their phones. Learning an eye roll from Miss Roberts. Mrs. Roberts, are you running a fucking high school class or are you running a goddamn kindergarten? You got people called Crystal Methany. Crystal Methany? Get this drug deposit out of here. Anyone else care to update that on... The teacher is cut off as suddenly a new noise peals out over the campus. The intercom bells working without interference, living a short, loud, and ultimately clear buzz. Entirely different animal to the audio nonsense that deafened me earlier. It seems like the bell's working again, at least. How fortunate. We'll continue this conversation next time we meet. And unlike in Dancing Towards Tomorrow, we do in fact have different days with different classes, I hope. I'd ideally get a feel for what each of you intends to do going forward. For now, you're dismissed. I wish you all a good first day of your senior year. My classmates begin to rise out of their seats, slinging their backpacks and bags over their shoulders. I begin to do the same, the Cassateras are glaring daggers at me. That isn't Fatma. But I don't want to say Fatma, because Fatma is the dead name! You're not supposed to use that one either. Like with Lucy, it works because Lucy detransitions, and technically speaking, it was a response to an environment more than a personal decision. So I get a pass there. But I don't get it with this Fang. Oh, she is mad about the narc. Good! Ugh, way to be a narc, dude. She snaps at me in a lowly side-eye at me. She stands up and walks away out of the class. Okay, so I guess they didn't even notice. I can't believe I get to be racist, and they don't even notice. Fang! Naomi calls out after falling out of the classroom. Reed peers at me over his shoulders. He stands up, but ultimately turns back and walks off. What the hell? I can't believe you're such a fucking narc. I feel the slightest pit of guilt over all that settled into the pit of my stomach. There really wasn't anything gained by dragging that chick into it. Then everyone else admitted to it anyway. Now, on being the first day, never known anyone became public enemy number one. Edon's really good at this. Which is impressive considering he intentionally wants to keep a low profile in Snook Game. He just fucking outs himself here as a narc. Smooth Anon. I mean, admittedly, that is I want to point this out, though. That is kind of an autistic thing to say, though. To be like, but what about her? Why am I being punished, but not her? That is an autistic thing to say. I can confirm. As I try to follow the wake of the students, I'm stopped by Roberto. Un momento, Senor Mus. Swallowing. Go, 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 go. I nod and turn around to face her. The Cretaceosaurus folds her arms as she looks at me. Okay. Okay, listen. Okay, listen. Okay. Okay, listen. Okay, hold on. Where's that woman who takes like a sip of water from a tall, cool glass? Okay. I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to ask you, everyone, why is this wrong? Why should Anon be given the benefit of the doubt past any accusation? I'm gonna see if I can find the song I'm looking for. Here we go, matching game. Correct. Today's point goes to the senator once more. Man, Arthur Kitten Boy Wife, you are slacking. You are slacking. Yes, there is no fucking way Anon could have known this. Anon doesn't even know their fucking name. And you're gonna give him shit? Listen, I'm all for calling someone out for being an asshole, but it has to be knowing and intentional. If he doesn't know, how the fuck can you hold him responsible for it? Like, you might say, well, ignorance isn't part of the law. Yeah, that's the fucking law. Is he supposed to turn around and say, hey, what's your name and your pronouns, and then start the conversation? How the fuck does that work? That's so weird. I understand that they, them is supposed to be a catch-all term for, like, the outliers, but fuck you, man. The man is spazzing out. He deserves a benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry to say, man. I'm sorry to say, but at this point, the senator has scored 3 points. Man is slaying. Man is fucking walking in, rip and tear until the day is done. He's elected. How can I compete with him? He's elected. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume what happened back there wasn't done with malicious intent. Is Miss Roberts, the straight-laced teacher, giving him shit for narking? She says, speaking slowly. Her tone is as professional, calm as ever, but there's an undercurrent of seriousness to it now. You had no way of knowing regardless, know as you were, but chance foes and pronouns are they, them. It's not with a hyphen. They are non-binary. Do you know what that means? Oh my god, I have to go to math class, Mrs. Roberts! I have to go to math class! I can't have the fucking speech about the babies right now! How is this more important than math? Big words from a big dork. God, I should really get that sticker. Here lies big dork. Oh fucking god, you've got to be kidding me. I've always heard that things down south were a little softer, but this is a joke. I'm being held hostage by a teacher at gunpoint over pronouns on my first day regarding a person I haven't even met. Christ alive, fucking kill me. Anon just fucking clenches his teeth. I lie through my teeth. Roberts can either tell I don't mean it or something my expression has given way to disdain. Maybe the part where I'm staring daggers at her and fantasizing about stuffing her head down the toilet and drowning her. Might be a dead giveaway. As she narrows her eyes at me. I appreciate this. I feel like too many fics make the teachers incompetent assholes, but like, you're a fucking teacher. You deal with teenagers daily. You're going to know what they're doing. And someone like Mrs. Roberts cares too much to let that shit slide. I will not demand you to understand the beliefs and choices of your fellow students, Anon. But you will respect them while you're at school. It is a shockingly low bar of respect to achieve. And I expect you to make an effort to achieve it. Are we clear? Also, I just want to point this out, right? I feel... Okay, listen. We have been robbed of Mrs. Roberts throwing the fuck down, okay? I feel like if Miss Roberts had to sit someone down and give him a speech... Ooh. Chills. Also, the voice actor they got for Miss Roberts... Ooh. They got the right one! Again, I don't want to... The voice actors in Goodbye Volcano High in general have been fine. I'll give them that much. I've been here for 27 minutes! And you expect me to know the national anthem? Of course, Anon. Like every good patriot. Yes, ma'am. I reply flatly. Anything to get this over with. Come on, please, Miss Roberts. I feel like she should actually smack him down for this and go like, okay, I know what you're doing here, Anon, and I'm not going to keep you because you got classes. But if you pull this shit, I will take it as you being an intentional asshole. That's got to be the answer. This is chapter 1. We have to establish that Anon has friction with his environment. And if we establish her as like an early antagonist, we have a fucking... We have conflict. We have characters. And we have conversation. She shouldn't let him slide. If she does, it should be, again, in the pretext of, you've got another class. I can't keep you forever. I'm going to assume that you understand what I'm saying enough that you're not going to do this again. And if you do, I'm going to throw you out a window. You're getting the Russian treatment. You know, because that's what she is. That's her character. She's a stern, up her own ass teacher who pretends that she knows what the kids are like, but is definitely withdrawing from that. I turn to go, but I don't escape without a final remark of the teacher. Oh, Dan, if I were in your shoes, I'd apologize to Fang. It's the least thing you can do. After all, snitches get stitches. I'll look into it, I tell her. I'm not bothering to look back as I beeline. Is it really beeline? I thought it was with the insect. As I beeline it for the still open door. Who the fuck would close it? Isn't that new bunch of students gonna flow in here any minute? I need to get away from here. Away from this class and away from these fucked up people. It's not even lunch and I'm already fumbling my second chance. Why did it have to be a racist bastard? Who knew that people don't like assholes? I went to Reddit and everyone's like, everyone's an asshole, and I thought it was a good idea. I only apologize for snitching. He should apologize for snitching, though. You never drag in an unaffiliated individual who's not involved in the current fight. That's mean. Anon should know and respect the privacy of what people do on their fucking phones. I need to get away from here. Away from this class, away from these people. It's not even lunch yet. I feel... Okay, can we please, Anon, please, bring up the fact that everyone here seems to be a Tumblrsaurus. It's such a thing he needs to call out. Then down the hall, I see Naomi hovering near the right wall, glancing down at her phone. She raises her head as she hears my footsteps, and her eyes immediately widen. Oh no! It's the racist! It's the racist. I just feel like dinosaurs don't show the same right side. Snitches get stitches, especially here. Most of the student body have very sharp appendages. Okay, listen, Arthur, we're almost at the end of the chapter, and I feel like you deserve a little pick-me-up. Fine, you get 1 point for that one. Actually, you get 2 points, because you did already pay me back, so we're going to call it even Stevens. She calls my name out. Yes, that's literally what this line means. Nope, not in the mood for another lecture. Least of all from a geek. I can't believe my own nerddom would stab me in the back over pronouns. Hey, can we talk for a... I brush past her. No, you brush her aside. A pity point. Must you accuse me of giving you a participation trophy in my own dojo? I'm definitely not hiding a participation trophy behind my back, and I'm definitely not crushing it under my foot so you can't find it. I brush past her, purposely moving faster now. Just as I try to ignore her, I try to ignore her, pretending like I don't notice her as I slip through the crowd of chatting students. Man, you're an autist. You are not going into the crowd like that. I faintly catch a glimpse of her starting after me. I hate how many people use this. It's like I'm talking to a whole different country. But when I look over my shoulder a few seconds later, she's nowhere to be seen. Oh no, she's a spooky ghost. Maybe that was the wrong move too. She seemed fine back in class. Yeah, and I'll just make more enemies. Anon has made 3 enemies at this point. 4 if you count the teacher. He's very good at his job. With a frown, I pull up on my phone, finding that along with the bell's clarities, cell service has briefly returned once more. Unfortunately, my master class for shitpost is gone, wiped from the dialog box. That's why you always want to make a backup if you're uncertain about the internet. Numer in the shell. My frown morphs into a scowl as I flick away from the image board and pull up a digital copy of my schedule, trying to find the room number for my second period. I'm starting to think coming in may have been a mistake. Anon, I know that you were trying your best, but surely you did a sweep for Tumblrites, right? Surely you did a Redditor sweep before you showed up here. Anyway, it's been like 2 hours. We're going to take a slight break. Go to the bathroom, get yourself a snack. I'm going to put some oxygen in me. But first, we're going to read the comments. Solid for a chapter. Anon's dad stood out for me. I don't know why Anon's dad's here. He's a weird combination of characters. I feel like just keeping him as a neutral background character would have worked just as well. Does feel like he wants bats for his son, but after a few results of backfiring, he's worn down. I kind of like that. Not unless you're a belty child abuser. I'm not well versed in the plot of GBVH. No, it's GVH. Goodbye is one word. Other than the surface level summaries from videos covering it. But from what I've seen, it's pretty much the same first chapter, although adjusted for Anon's presence. Is Serrano... Although the guy did say that he was intentionally rewriting Goodbye Volcano Highs, and Anon is just a secondary inclusion to that. So hey, is Serrano original? No, he's not. One thing I've noticed is that Fang Fatma... Don't do that. Don't fucking do that, man. It's just Fang. No one calls them Fatma except their parents in one fucking note. And I think in one call. Is way more selfish than her snoot counterpart. Yes! That's the plot! This will make the relationship far more intriguing, not to mention the potential love triangle with Naomi. Except for the fact that Naomi is an ambiguous love. Like, it's worth pointing out that Fang doesn't even necessarily get along with Naomi. I don't wonder if they'll stay together, though. And on being as abrasive as he doesn't seem like the type to get with someone like Fang in the first place. Which, yes, is true, because Fang is more introverted and kind of autistic. Like, they have that to share, but I don't think that's how you build a friendship. However, if I'm ever doing this myself, I'm shipping Anon with Trish. I feel like Anon and Trish have the right kind of autism to be in the same room for long periods of time. Like, Anon doesn't like bugs, per se. That part is difficult to square. But you can make it work. I feel like Trish is the kind of person who likes gaming. She's in the nerd gaming group, after all. Unlike Fang, who has to join in later. So you've got a lot more common ground between the two of them. I feel like that would work better. Also, Trish is a better influence. I feel like Trish would actually help Anon, like, find himself a little bit. Not like the woman has to fix the man, but from the perspective of, she just, read, because Anon would do D&D. Anon, please stop sucking this man's penis! I have a few questions about the setting. Will the cast sans Anon be entirely goodbye, because I swear Stacy and Milhouse were GBVH. Blah, blah, blah. Reeve has more going on for... Man, this guy fucking recognizes her. Well, this character's not much sure. The entire premise is a breath of fresh air as the usual suit again, but aside from enjoying parts of Gotham, I would maybe go outside the... Will the origin of Nasra's injuries stay the same? I don't know what the fuck you could do otherwise, man. Wait. What were the origins of his injuries? Because I don't think Goodbye Volcano High ever explains it. Someone commented on this, but they speak in Spanish because you can't escape the fucking Spaniards. But Safi, they're from Mexico. Get this Mexican ass out of here! God damn it, someone's calling her Fatma again. Sorry, someone's calling Fang Fatma again. Fatma has a bit more selfish, but she's loyal to her friends and forgives their mistakes. Perhaps a big... No, she doesn't forgive mistakes. That's kind of like part of the game. Biggest problem is she's focused on her goals and doesn't see obvious things. Her problem is that she thinks she's solving everyone's problems. Like, The problem is the same as Snoot Game and Iwani. They need a way to interact. Well, despite this guy being a little off the mark, he does understand the actual problem. I do wonder how Anna and Fang are supposed to bond. I haven't played it, but that really damages Lucy with Anna being an emotional soundboard. Fang's problems are entirely related to Fang and how they perceive their friend group. Like, there's no reason for Anon to get in any of that. Like, yes, the Dino Gang expands over the course of the game, but that has much more to do with Trish and Reed than anyone else. Hell, it's Trish's idea. That's, again, why Trish and Anon make more sense as the ship. Anyways, want more D&D session that doesn't progress the plot or the characters. The one thing it does do is that the final boss of that game, does technically represent his anxieties, right? It's kind of exploring Reed's perspective on the whole situation, which is fine. It's just that the other sessions don't do it as well. They're a bit more meh and a bit more references. Everyone in here call it Fang they cringe. You're not gonna make it on these streets, cuz. The fuck kind of name is this? Insecure were born to die worlds of fuck. Not many totally hopeless stories out there. I'm hooked. Shouldn't have spoiled an attack to be an Anon Fang stories. Making an Anon Fang was a mistake. We have dozens upon dozens of those. Literally nothing new or interesting you can provide by describing in detail yet another budding relationship between Anon and a milder, blander Fang. I want to argue that this Fang isn't blender, but in a way, kinda. Like, yeah, but also no. God, I'm not gonna argue that. I will get off this hill. See you later. Seems like a waste of opportunities to have multiple new characters. Anon's dad will always be a non-Tarzan. Hey, it's Armageddonus. That guy shows up every fucking where. I like him though. Armageddonus deserves an up top. Wow, leg. It's been a while. Good to see you, Disco bullshit. Hadn't had your creativity. What the hell happened on this October 2024? After all, I have no idea if Goodbye Volcano even turns into Anon. Again, I don't see it. God damn it, Armageddonus. Why aren't you in my chat earning points? You could have had so many points. Description of Anon's father is based on Skinny Game? Certified Hood Classic. It's funny how many people think Anon's parents are bad people without taking into account that the only time we hear about them is from an ungrateful cringe lord. Man, Party Tim just slammed dunking that shit. Wow. No calm. No squeaky shoes. Like someone in my comments once said, he does, like, his parents do pay for the house. They are sending him off with somewhat of a chance. Sometimes I forget that a Kabavika and high towers can fly. That's because it never gets brought up in the actual fucking story. Like, Fang doesn't have a flying license and Nasser can't fly, so, like, the main flyers in the story can't do it, so... Anyway, I'm gonna take a break, and then we're gonna do Chapter 2, and hopefully we can keep the pace going, and if we can finish this in 2 hours, we're gonna do Chapter 3, otherwise I'm gonna have to call it short, and we'll do this the next weekend. Whew! My tongue hurts from speaking. Chompy chomp. Chompy 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 chomp chomp chomp. A chompy chomp chomp. Chompy chomp chomp. A chompy chompy chomp chomp chomp. Chompy chomp chomp chomp. We're back, baby! You better be that too. Be there or be square. I'll yell at you and I'll call you a loser. And then when you're at least looking of all, I'll shake my little tush tush. It's so weird to get a subscriber. I've eaten my gummy worms. Hell yeah, baby. We're on the road again. You heard me on the radio about 1 year ago. You wanted to know about me and all my hobbies, my favorite food and my birthday. Why are you so far away from me? I need your help and you're across the sea, whatever. Let's go. Hey, my name is Anon. I am not from around here. I do not have any hobbies. It's the beginning of my second class of the day, history. Third, if you count homeroom. I had settled on those 16 words as my rehearsed greeting on the way from the class prior to it. Math! Man, this guy starts off math on a Monday? I'd come into math still off-kilter from the fallout at the end of homeroom. Yeah, he kind of had to stumble in at the end there. I know I was going to have to introduce myself again, but I wasn't able to get into the headspace in time. I was in stumbling mess, too focused on how erratically my heart was thumping in my chest when I had to deal with a couple dozen eyes on me all over again. Only got worse when I heard the snickers start. Not this time, though. No, that still to-the-point blurb appeared to be just boring enough to earn the disinterest of my classmates. Of the scaly bodies that fill the rows of desks laid out before me. Well over half of them are looking at each other, staring off into space or stealing glances at their phones. The only one who seems to give a shit is the teacher. Spindly, tan-scaled over-raptor named Mr. Osborne, the sloped crest on top of his head, ringed by a balding half-circle of brown hair. I have plans for my punts that I cannot share with you because the haters will try to sabotage me. See, the senator understands that if you have enemies to worry about, you can't just talk about these things until they're ironclad. Man's always 2 steps ahead of me. The history teacher glanced between me and the rest of the class.
Anything else you would like to add, Mr. Moose?
No, not really. He clicked his tongue, looking back to the class once more.
Does anyone have any other questions they'd like to ask?
Silence. Sound of someone trying to hold back a sneeze. Ozzy Osbourne or the Green Goblin? Sound of a pen.
Very well, you're very welcome, Mr. Moose. Take your seat.
So... Oh, wait. I quietly nodded and do just that, navigating my way towards the front row of desks. There's a pair of empty ones in the middle of the row. I claim the one furthest from the two. By the way, I don't know how many it was, but I think like 14 to 20 seats in the classroom with Mrs. Roberts, implying that there's very small classes here. Like, even for my taste, that's small, and I'm not even used to American schools, which is apparently pretty bad. The indifference I'm finally met with is like a balm? No. The indifference I'm met with is like a balm. No one's looking at me, no one's asking me stupid fucking questions about what it's like now, or what it's like not to have skills, and so on. I'm able to just exist, relish in the dismissal. Start to fish around my backpack for the folder I've dedicated to nerd. My hand bumps into something dry, crinkle texture. My stomach grumbles softly at the realization of what it is. Packed lunch. Mom or Dad must have slipped it into my bag before Dad and I left home earlier. In the early hours of the morning. Just gotta make it through the next hour or so, then I can finally eat. I pull out my chosen folder and I hear Mr. Osborne during a roll call. Moving down the class row by row. My current grade is going to be last. Then the train of here and present finally gets near me. It reaches the empty desk in front of me first.
Naomi!
Wait a second! Osborne looks up from his clipboard, glancing over at the seat in front of me from across the length of the class. What a weird way of describing things.
Looks like she's not here.
A friend of mine in the student council mentioned they were going to have a meeting around this time. She's probably not here.
That would make sense. She's pressed this year, Good for her. Moving on, Mr. Moose. Oh, yeah. Eddie!
Present! The femoid! Ironically, another Parasaur calls out. Anyway, Naomi, the same geek from Homerule. If there was anyone I could expect to be the student council president, it's definitely her. Fantastic. I've condemned myself to being desk mates with her for the next couple of months. Fucking kill me now! But she's sitting in front of you. Like, desk mates is, like, laterally adjacent, right? Fantastic. Oddly enough, she isn't even the only one from Homer I'm going to be sharing another class with. The one in the pink tank top. Reed. If this Reed turns out to be a math whiz, I'm going to be annoyed, because that is very much a Snook Game invention. Actually, I have no idea how smart this Reed is. Packed lunch, moldy bread, half sausage, and 2 cans of Monster Energy Ultra Zero. The USSR's choice of drink? Man, Senator knows things I do not. I remember seeing in Claire's day when the blah 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 was teaching the class, I think his name was Marsh, was beginning to introduce me. Even when I began to succumb to my Innisberg and floundered over myself, I never noticed Reed snickering and whispers like the others. He just watched me cool neutral as he could be. Unfortunately, he doesn't smoke weed because they had to change it to tobacco cigarettes, which is still pretty bad, actually. I don't know why weed's worse. He just watched me cool and neutral as he could be. I swear I could see him stealing some glances my way when the syllabus was being read aloud. He's probably pissed at me for the situation with his friend. Wouldn't be surprised if Naomi is too, judging by the way she tried to follow Tuska, whatever the fuck her name was. That's... okay, you know what? I rarely see people try to pull this stunt, but I fucking love it. Tusk. That's good. If only because no one does it. Not to mention the fact that I blew her off in the hallway immediately afterwards. Definitely not putting your best foot forward right now, Enon. You gotta start working on that fast. The hour passes by slowly, but passes all the same. Osborne is apparently nothing if comprehensive, and his PowerPoint stretches on throughout the entirety of class time. I swear I actually catch hints of additional slides yet to be seen when the bell rings out, signaling our freedom. Another class.
Remember, you need to get your textbooks before the end of the week. I've only got enough loaders for a couple of people. Have a good day. Welcome back to school.
What the hell is LMA on? LMA on? What? I'm quick to beeline down the hallway, exit the class, slip through my opportunity to grab breakfast with Dad. Was almost going to go to the store. The packed lunch is practically burning a hole in my backpack. Pack. Fuck off. It's not hard for me to figure out where the cafeteria is. Is there a cafeteria in this fucking school? I just follow the movements of the heads of saurians, all heading in the same direction, keeping myself as meek as possible as I go. Don't you mean small? Between the bullshit when I first entered the building and these onto the room introductions, I'm sufficiently over the welcome to the Fukeo High experience. The sooner I can settle into being a fly on the wall, the better. The hallway I'm currently trailing the student stampede down opens into a double doorway. The metal doors fly open, the entry between them clogged with ever-moving flood of scaled bodies. Following through as generic motivational garbage. My arch nemesis. Go to the roof. No, isn't the band there right now? No, that's after class, right? They're in the music room during lunch, and they're on the roof after school. Or was that during one of the? Fuck, I forgot. I'm not. Listen, I don't drill this into my head, okay? A long glass display near the back of a large collection of trophies of every shape and size. It turns out actually giving a shit about your students results in good achievements. Ceiling high skylights, bathing the room. Anyway, he's just getting a lunch. Okay, so since he doesn't have to get lunch, he can score himself a seat. So we'll circuit off or calling to me seems like the best place to score some privacy while I eat. Carefully navigating my way, blah blah, hunker down. Perfection. Total privacy. Alright, let's this class sucks. It's nice and boring. Sweet freedom to browse my phone without some mouth breather glaring over my shoulder. And no way another nosy so catch me off guard. Not that it seems like I need to fear the last part anyway. Or at least it doesn't seem that way. Picking open as I open my backpack and sift a hand around inside, I'm relieved to see that everyone else seems content with leaving me alone. I catch a few more stray glances and a handful of very direct, curious stares my way, but it looks like the novelty of my newness is beginning to ebb out. You know, I do feel that Snook Game kind of missed out on exploring this, but it's not really the point, so it's fine. I feel that distinctly dry texture in the depths of my backpack. Seize hold of it before janking it out. What I bring full of is a brown paper bag, or at least what remains of one. It's coming a little more crumpled up over my trip and the first half of school day, forming a crinkly cocoon around a bulge of foodstuffs. Really hoping my food didn't get squished, or otherwise I'm gonna be pissed. Speaking of food, I'll go about them. Jesus fucking Christ, none of this matters. Something you hear about Saurians back home is how they eat like, well, total animals. My parents made the decision to send me here. I caught a few more handfuls of gossip about it from my extended family. Oh, that's cute. That's actually really cute. They're tired that I'd be forced to eat leaves or raw flanks of meat. I mean, that's cute because that technically happens to Inko, in a sense. Having been able to count the number of Saurians I met before one hand, I could only assume those concerns were justified. Now that what I'm seeing are only normal trays of food. Looks like Burger Day of some kind. Sure, I can easily identify herbivores are often toting around the large helpings of salad in their trays. There are vegan burgers available! And the beefier carnos sink like greens in their place. That's not how Volcano High works. They're all omnivores! Like their dietary needs are never addressed. Last gift from his parents is a steakhouse burrito. Pretty tasty looking food, I'm going to be honest. Even smells good food. Hopefully I can get the lunch cart situation sorted whenever I'm called in to finish off whatever paperwork, whatever the point of the day. Anyway, okay, my eyes are torn. Jesus fucking Christ, this man is taking forever just to eat his lunch. That's the wrong witch. Oh no, it's a sandwich. The smell immediately hits me. It's a household classic. White turkey cuts, cold cuts in the middle, a slice of Swiss cheese, and a spread of spicy mustard on the bottom. Baby spinach and a tomato on top, and a sprinkle of salt and pepper. Man, whoever made this really gave a shit. Also, Swiss cheese. Aren't you supposed to eat nice patriotic American cheese? Like a good poor person? I practically rushed to get the first bite in. The taste is divine. Just expecting a PB&J. Man, PB&J sounds like such a heavy-ass sandwich, because peanut butter is pretty heavy, and jam can be too, because it's very sugary. It can really hit your system. I'm surprised I got anything at all. They should have told you. You could have sat on your backpack and crushed it. Imagine, if you will, a banana. American cheese never expires. That doesn't seem right. No, it's because it's... Listen, just like the good old US of A, American cheese never expires because it has the patriotism to be ready to serve the US citizens any day of the year. Unlike those filthy communist cheeses, which spoil in hours. The realization... actually, if your cheese spoils in hours, you haven't made a cheese, you've just curdled milk. Realization makes me pause in dining. A new feeling settles in my gut. Oh my god. We're in chapter 2 and Anon's already thinking about the fact that his parents might actually love him. This is way too fast. At least the next 4 months of my life. Maybe more if I don't know. Oh, he's even thinking about going home during the holidays? Damn. This Anon's really weird. Like, he's more extreme in some ways, and he's more gentle in others. It's a really weird flip-flop. I'm not saying it's necessarily not Anon at this point, but it is a weird interpretation of him. I like it. I'm fine with it. He is definitely more artistic, and I kind of like that. Like that, I genuinely think's neat. Stop being a fag, Anon. Just because Reed is trying to viciously make out with you. Has the Yakuza revelation, but instead of fighting, it's for lashes of family. Instead of unlocking a new style, he unlocks new tiers of depression. The taste just isn't there anymore. Oh my god. Yeah, he's all like, no, this isn't all that sandwich. I've seen them slap it together. Then he tells himself, man, I like how we're setting this up. Chuck Norris DNA, which makes it homophobic. The chips look nice and these. The basic plastic and aggressive orange highlights tell me it's barbecue flavored. The black plastic. This bag is not budging. Oh no, he's got the strong bag. Did I miss some kind of tear here label? Who the fuck is this? Nasser? What? Fucking Nasser? You having trouble there? Man. Listen, Nasser is class president. The man has taste and style and a terrible coat. And a terrible jacket. And he'll jump out of my seat and I'm on my own skin in the same motion as a masculine voice. Ooh la la. Suddenly fills my ears. And a rather close one at that. Don't double down on nouns or adjectives. The question startles me enough that in my autistic panic, I let go of the bag entirely. The chips flop onto the table next to the remains of the paper bag and the leftover portion of the sandwich. Still intact, still uneaten. Manco. You win this battle, you spud bastards, but you will not win the war. Forsaken by my new sworn enemy in its victory, I glance over to the owner of the voice. Okay, we're gonna overly describe this motherfucker. Why are his wings leathery? Did they really try to split the difference on whether dinosaurs are winged or not, feathered or not? There was word to describe his fashion, says, it's unique! Best to go over a black button up as the tackiest bomber jacket. It's not a bomber jacket! Isn't bomber jacket like a really specific subtype of jacket? Table cuts off most of his legs. Dude, he's not crippled! Jeans are very light gray in color. Honestly, the contrast on this man is out of this world. There's a lunch tray in his claws and a smile on his beak that's plainly apologetic. I appreciate that Anon is in a single day meeting the entire fucking cast. Small world. You good? I didn't mean to scare you like that. You were pretty locked in there? That's my bad. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry for flipping out. I didn't know you come up. Oh, don't mention it. You care if I sit? Why? Do you need something? Is this a racist thing? You could say he's an angel with scaly wings. Get out. Get out. Come on. Shoot. Get out. Get out. He pauses, blinking. Another laugh escapes him as he reaches a claw to massage his face for a moment. Fingertips end in little orange dots. Weird. I totally got distracted by the whole spooking you thing. My bad. Let's start over real quick. For real this time. I don't know. He sounds a little too casual. I feel like Nasser was a bit more strict, but again, I haven't seen the game a bit. I'm Nasser. Class president of VH and president of the Student Life Association. Plus a bunch of other stuff. It doesn't matter right now. Isn't the whole fucking point of Nasser's characters that this bunch of stuff does matter? I'm going to assume you're Anon, right? Again, we're doing this fucking cut-off open quotation shit. Damn. Guy knows his shit. The secret is time travel. What gave it away? You can call it a hunch. It's nice to meet you, Anon. It's nice to meet you too, Nasser. I reply to him, standing up, leaning forward just enough to meet him halfway. We give each other a firm shake. They give that muscle handshake from that movie. Before I sit back down, takes the initiative and lowers himself. I like how this guy is immediately... Like, this version of Nasser is limp, though. He's a bit of a limp biscuit. Nasser. Doesn't sound local, or is it? Between Naomi and Fang, half the people seem to have something quirky going on with their names. Someone was called Millhouse. What the hell was the deal with that? Also, I imagine that his name is supposed to be said Nasser. Because that is probably what it's based on, anyway. Like, Nasser's just a thing that comes rolling out because people don't know how to pronounce it. I never really have the room to talk about that front, though. Yeah, Mr. Anon Emus. Guessing you're here about some kind of student life thing? Checking in on the new kid, see how he's doing? Well, I don't want to reduce it to that, but also yes. He shrugs, raising his hands a little in a gesture of surrender. AI wrote this. SL... Jesus Christ, he doesn't talk like that in the game, does he? SL always tries to make an effort to... I don't know if I can keep up with this. I keep thinking I'm trying to do read. Because this Nasser has that thing where his voice has a little croak to it that I cannot replicate. It sounds a little sleepy in my head. SL, this always tries to make an effort to reach out to incoming transfers during their first few days. Making sure they feel welcome, have an offer to them that isn't like 20 years older than them at the minimum. He collects his burger from his tray in his hands, dipping his beak from his sandwich as he adds, feel free to keep eating, by the by. Don't stop for my sake. This doesn't work either. I just know what he sounds like. Why did they have to have voice actors? God damn it. It smells pretty good. Home cooking. Blah, blah, blah. Parents packed it for me. We had a circle back there in a bit. Tell me about yourself. For instance, what made you guys move here? That's adorable. Because this implies that he thinks his family came with him? Just wanted some new opportunities, I guess. I don't want to get into it. I find it interesting that, like, all the teachers were told, but they managed to keep Nasser out of it. I feel like Nasser and Naomi be the kind of people that sneak in on this. I get that, but what are your folks doing now that you guys moved down here? They're still working the same jobs they had before. What, like remote or something? That's pretty convenient. No, not exactly. I don't think I follow. My parents didn't move down here with me. I'm on my own. Shouldn't Nasser be, like, perfectly understanding of this? His parents literally are not in the game. Because they're always over there. Because I have a cream. That one day every chef will control their own recipes. Jesus, man, you're way too ambitious for this channel. My palms feel clammy. Mom's spaghetti. Parents couldn't afford to uproot. They managed to work out some sort of deal. Got me situated in an apartment on the east side of town. You know, where they put all the hobos. There's a look at the flash, and I was just trying to figure out what I was thinking about referring to. Whatever his judgment doesn't bit, you give me this reassuring smile. Again! Again, Nasser's parents are not in the game. Like, what do they call again? Fuck. Saeed and Sabah are, like, explicitly said to, like, not be around for a lot of the time, to the point that they're not in the game at all in that way. Jeez, man, that's rough. Sorry to hear what you're going through. I can't imagine making a move that drastic. Well, not exactly, but I kinda can. You're a former transfer student as well? Oh, no. My family has lived here all my life. I'm a local through and through. Weird, man. There's this disjunction going on in my brain. Nasser raises his hand, waving in a half circle as he continues. It's more a parent thing. Mom and Dad recently left on a long business trip, and they're flying over to Isla Nublar as we speak. Don't think I'll be seeing them again for a couple of months. Isla Nublar? Sounds familiar. There's countless of islands off the coast of Pangaea. I can't remember them all. Nublar's east of Caldera Bay? No, west, baby. West is inland, dude. Caldera Bay is, like, as far as I can calculate, explicitly facing east. It's an open bay on the east coast, so it's like, if you go west, you have to go all the way across the continent. I always went with the idea that they're working at a biomed facility that's on site with, like, a special camp, so you can justify them not being around house for most of the time. Just felt like a fun thing to go with. But you can do whatever, because I don't think anything's been established on this front. That's rough, buddy. You get used to it. But at the same time, it is kind of refreshing. It means you have a bit more freedom around my house, you know. Believe me, they jailed in all their expectations about me in regard to that over the weekend. Nasser, you are the man of the house while we're gone. Better not look like a bomb went off when we get back. His voice slipped into an accent seeming to mimic his dad. That's not uppercase, if I had to guess. It definitely confirms my initial suspicions all the same, though. His family must have moved in from somewhere else on the continent at some point before he was born. Probably one of the eastern regions. You're in the eastern regions! Or at least on the southern hemisphere. If I had to guess. He chuckles at his own little impression. I found in a small laugh to try and keep up the vibe. Of course, it's nothing new to my family. You guys moved around a lot before this? No. We mostly stuck in one spot. More or less. My first real brush with independence from, if you get me. Oh, yeah. Where are you from? You wouldn't know it. It's kind of a small town. You're probably right. My geography of the northern regions isn't the best. Weird thing for you to say, golden child. Anyway, so someone said Naomi was class president here. Were they wrong or something? No, they're student council president. I'm class president. Same-ish title. Pretty different, though. If you actually plan stuff out, I get to look important and give speeches once in a while. I'm guessing you like public speaking? Oh, yeah. Never said they were good speeches, after all. Yeah, he isn't great at it, but Naomi's the one who actually struggles with it. Chuckling and kind, he opens his mouth to speak only to pause. Oh, stop. You were doing so well in Chapter 1 with not pausing all the damn time. Or at least I skipped all of it. I reason I'm here. I'm guessing you're quite familiar with this weird technical hang-up. We seem to be experiencing the... Big disc black, the whole 9 yards. Pretty snazzy. Worth pointing out that Nasser is like a little playful about the fact that he is in this position, you know? There are moments where he hams that up. It's a bit of a shock seeing what they provide you. It's really weird. Where I live, they barely give us a desk. They expect us to sit on the floor. Why the fuck are there nooks and hangouts for flying saurians? They're not that fucking common, are they? Pair of sauropods. Those don't exist in this setting. They don't have... What a weird thing to blend over. Like, I get it. The whole fact that one species can fly and no one else seems to have any major distinguishing features is a little weird, but... The answer is to get rid of that shit, if anything. People want to be here. I hate this. Why would anyone want to be here? You have to remember pronouns. Trashier precincts. Wait! What? Wait, what the hell? Arnold's smiling now? It's been 1 day. Hasn't his day been shit? I feel like Goodbye Volcano High Nasser is not that kind of charismatic with new people, though. But whatever. Into your work. Sure, no behavior. Thanks to the studio for it of itself surprises me. You guys have a printing press? This thing looked like it's from the 1800s. He similarly tries to pry into my own background. You're such a goob. Deserves many pat pats. I think if I had to give a criticism of this, it's overwritten. It's way too like big about its talk, and dear God, time does not pass fast enough. It's 1 day, and Anon's already experienced the everything. There's no way you can fly with that thing. And a burly trike in a Letterman jacket. Two flights to the top of the building, a half hour to pull my phone, to confirm or should be. Famcosai. What the fuck is Famcosai? I've never heard of that. Let's find out. I hope it explains. Is that right? I don't remember revisor science class. Supposed to have home ec cooking. Taxes shit like that. Have my schedule get cooked up? Fucked up? Not time to second guess myself. Nutritional advice, budgeting tips, spanning the table says too doorless, lead to a back room without any lights on. The scent of cinnamon. Oh no, we're gonna see Sage? Class is 45 minutes. No, he's had 3 classes, so he's been here for like 3 hours-ish. Yeah, Sage, you're gonna run into Sage. Why would he run into Sage, though? Why would he be in the same class as Sage? What are the odds of that? Standing in the doorway like a retard. He's not Inko. He doesn't think that hard. I managed to swallow the imminent pasta blow building in my pockets. Sage, stage, time to rage. Start shitposting. Politics is pretty ripe for threat shitting any day of the week. Decided to discard the video game board for the time being, trying to go for a post on that whole tarot gender shit earlier. Bad juju. Okay. It's a cursed video board. Luigi board? Sliding over, blah blah, quickly refresh the board. Right at the top of the catalog, there's a thread of people talking about trouble connecting to the internet with hundreds of replies. There's a couple happening threads. One blaming the micro-raptors. They go and talk about phone lines being down. Of course, the arbitrary BHC thread. What the hell is a BHC thread? Looking it up. Broken hearts. And none of these are useful. None of these are fucking useful for answering my question. If he gets more than 3... No, he had 4 classes in Snake Game. Is there a snake lady trying to seduce you, Anon? We're trying to get her to commit it, but I can't get her out of the vents. What is a BHC thread? I don't know. What the hell's going on? Why does Anon care? Since when is Anon a fucking journo? Attention to the hottest thread, the first one I saw. Shit! God damn it! He's going for so many low-hanging fruits. Ah, it is Sage. It's probably something you shouldn't show. You know what? I'll take your word on it. Listen, I'm not good with acronyms as it is. Hey, you're the new guy, right? I mean, you gotta be the only human I've seen all day. Yeah, man. Ooh, 4-letter club. Let's go. Sage. The taller, significantly retired-looking Saurian's behind the murmur the word out. His voice was deeper than his upbeat companion. We're bringing Leo into this. Fuck's sake. Can we separate these fuckers at the hip, please? I get that they're in the fucking original demos and stuff like that, but they're not. Like, I'm pretty sure they got rid of Leo because he kind of violates the more harmoniousness of everyone being a similar body. Whatever, man. It's a question. He's in on the mess, dude. No, it's okay. I don't mind. I do. It's really hoping to glide through this period of relative silence, but it seems to be a fleeting dream today. Oh, it is what it is. Leo's supposed to make goodbye for Kino High. Take him back and shot. I genuinely think that part of the reason they removed him is because his character design kind of, like, he is distinctly non-human. Most characters fall within a very narrow, like, humanoid shape, and he doesn't. Like, I'm sure they would have altered his design, but it's possible that between that and the fact that they couldn't make swimming classes work, they just couldn't have him as a character for much without it being a little weird. I like how he's being non-gender descriptive. Which, okay, listen. So Anon is not okay with the non-binary shit and refuses to do it. But he will call Sage they, them? Can you pick a fucking lane, Anon? Pick a fucking lane! Ugh. I mean, yeah, Leo and Sage are together, so Anon doesn't want to... Sage Cox! Can't start my speech like that. He's cool with a no harm done. I think, like, the biggest reason I don't want Leo around is that the cast is already fucking loaded as is. And Leo doesn't really add anything other than a depressed guy. And, like, the whole story is about people being depressed. So what do you need him for? Is a guy or a girl? I generally can't get a read. It's starting to piss me off. You're starting to piss me off. Somebody, where you from? Somebody, where you from?
You from around anywhere around here? There's a lot of humans that live over in Pebble Beach, my friend. You one of them?
I can feel the deep penising his eyes. The sheer speed of questions that fly out of his mouth is beginning to make my head spin. The saccharine overload of the personality. Well, he's supposed to come off as endearing, but it comes off as grating to me. I never heard of Pebble Beach, and I'm not from around here. Sorry. Oh, I got you. It's like this town that's a few miles northwestern of the bay. It's real pretty. Don't know why they call it Pebble Beach, so all the beds are pretty sandy. Last time I checked up. Talk about false advertising, am I right? Was the original drummer. I can't believe Reed stole his job. So where you at? From northern areas? Yeah, around there. Those is kind of small. It's called. Oh my god. Anywhere Williston's at, it's usually pretty on time. Oh shit, you're right. Willie's the teacher of home ec. Zalka the culinary program, so you're gonna love her. But it's not home ec. It's called Femiconsci, right? Yeah, Femconsci. I don't really remember. That's rough, buddy. Man, so many people are giving them that's rough, buddy treatment. With like, oh man, your parents suck. You don't know how to cook? There's like to cook if you couldn't tell. I've seen sauropods from a distance. In the middle of the most tropical September. Fucking saurians. Leo got banished to the Saturn and a freak D&D sessions as reads every use of the rule book. It was God damn it. And a mix up in the front office. I don't know if I like this, man. So again, if Anon is, you can't have him use they them as an indeterminate if he doesn't do it the fucking Fang. Like you're creating a weird sort of moment. It's just eager to meet new people. Family and Consumer Sciences. Back when I was your age, it was called home economics. So everyone I know that refers to that, so that's what we're going to call it going forwards. Good, good. This is Anon. He's going to be joining us this semester. He's going to be joining you for 2 semesters, technically. How's your first day been so far, Anon? Oh, no! Anon was hit with a surprise question. Poor guy. Been alright, interesting to say. I don't like this, man. Like, listen, I get it that day 1 is like a great time for characters to meet a lot of other characters. But it's 1 day, and it's really long. And Anon's been through such a roller coaster. I don't think an autist like him would handle this very well. I think he's already, like, fucking burnt out. His spoons are gone. His spoons are gone, and you're laughing. Oh, it's much for y'all today. Just go over what to expect over the year. I'd have some forms for you to take home. Such as being allowed to use propane and propane accessories. And don't think about pussy. Whoa, Arthur Kitten boy, by fucking, we've got Icarus here flying too close to the sun. You can't say that, not without giving him a kiss first. Mix it up with the slides. Why do you have slides? Why don't you have like a smartboard? Presentation steps over there. How about the core blocks? Tardy policies. This gave beside me Sage got visibly giddy, which begins to cover the parts of the class that are dedicated to cooking. I will molest the sun. Icarus, get on my level. You know, the sun can't burn you if you're holding on to it firmly. You can't fall from the sun if you're holding it. Piping with you tries Mr. Osborne's age. Williston. Curriculum half the time it took to lunch. Superstation reason. Then we work in hot surfaces in Capernaum. Nothing you haven't seen before in chemistry and other such classes. Written so concisely, it's forming the professor risk of taking this class. Guess I'll be forging the signature. Wait! Hold the phone. Wasn't every teacher told about Anon? Shouldn't she know that he can't get this signed? Prometheus doesn't consent. So feel free to talk on myself into homework if you've already got some. Just keep the volume down. And if you're on your phones, pretend you're not. I can get in trouble. Gotta go tell Big W. Damn, get a load of that big long W over there. Sashaying. Anon is too manly to say sashay. The rest of the class talking among themselves, awkward silence. We don't gotta talk, it's chill. I can't believe Leo's an actual bro. We can add those tags on AO3 later. I've been you on your rant. I like how Anon is told explicitly he doesn't have to talk, and he's like, I have to say something! So it's just really overwhelming. Again, how is this? It's been 2 chapters, man. Like, if you broke this up into proper more chapters and kept them shorter, this would work a bit better, but as it is, it's just one chunk of text where so much happens. You strike me as a... Hold on. Does Anon belong to the most oppressed class of all? Hold on, let me see if I can find that that fucking video. I love this stupid fucking clip. Every time it cracks me up.
With the glass ceiling broken, all the oppressed groups shall prosper, especially the most oppressed group of all, gamers.
I can't believe Anon's a minority. A minority gamer. I was assigned gamer at birth. Suppression must end. Gamers rise up! I got a few consoles and a toaster of a PC. Gotta set them up later today. X-Rocks. Tasty Station doesn't have any consoles. So why do you play Rock Ring? Flew a little too close to revealing my power level. Anon is a minority both psychically and mentally. You mean physically. That's PH. Man, poor Anon. Which rock ring is your favorite? Don't say 5. I love Gargantuans. Probably the best in the series. What the fuck is Gargantuans? Is that infinite? That doesn't make sense. Oh, he did. I guess he did say the wrong answer. Oh. It's a fake gamer. One of those half-breed. Oh. Fuck it, I'm moving to another table. This jabroni. Man, Anon has a fucking gamer opinion, huh? The ear snorts. Scare me, the Breach is the best. No! Breach ends so sappily with the, oh, I'm gonna die honorably. It's so on the fucking nose, man. They might as well boop the dog's snoot. Toads sucking what? You could scare me like this again. If he says rock ring, reach around, there's gonna be an Ace Attorney word fight. Hell yeah, feature. Naso's nice enough to speak to, but it's nice to talk to someone who's part of my minority. Bell. Certain hat salesman and sweet little lies about the skies for him. Man, Sage, you're fucking short. Literature class. Ew. Psych for me. I got Lafferty for it, and I'm super stoked. What the fuck is psych class? I'll have to fill you in later. So he chisels his backpack. It's a pluck back crown full of equally large cookies. Holy shit, that's not chocolate chip. That's chocolate fucking boulder. Have a cookie. You'll die of diabetes where you stand, just holding it. The raw osmosis from your skin will kill you. Accepting food from a story was one of those things my mom and uncles and dad told me never to do. Never take food from a dinosaur. They smell delicious. Oh no, he's becoming a tumblerite. Physically feel my arteries clogging. The secret ingredient is lavender. You'll never know, because you're dumb. And you don't know about cooking. Just fucking kiss already! Make Anon uncomfortable by exposing him to the gamosexuals. Do it! Actually, can I just pause for a minute? If you really, like, zoom out a little bit, right? Snoot Game doesn't feature a normal gay couple. It is just Fang and the thing. And I've already pointed out it's really fucking weird considering that homosexuals and LGBT make up at least 10% of the population. Even so, a school of 500 people, 1% is all you need for 5 people, right? So, where are the gays, is my question. Missed opportunity no one ever exploits. It's like, what would Anna respond to? Like, a more acceptable kind of LGBT, you know? Leos need to stop them smooching. Isn't lavender poisonous feed? I think you can use it for a flavoring agent or something like that, or a fragrance thing. I can't believe this man is giggling. What a girl. We can play some RR tonight. RR? Never mind. Here, let me get it out. Why is Anon so weird? The first time I've added someone on my phone is I can't remember. I can't believe Anon has a friend. It's been 2 chapters. It's been 1 day. The gays got phrased like Samantha must eat one fix. Damn. I wouldn't say he's the opposite per se, but he's definitely really weird. Like, I'm okay with him meeting up with Leo, right? Like, it's the adventure of the day is meeting Sage and Leo, and he realizes that there are gamers here. But this is happening in a fucking row. And like, if Anon is actually autistic, he's already done. Like, he doesn't have the energy for this. Like, part of being an autist is that too much stuff is too much. Which can be just everything happening. Oh, goddamn. This has the wall, Stella. Ah, yes. The voluminous Stella, who walks around with her bare fucking feet. Listen, I'm okay if you do that in your own home, or like in your backyard to enjoy the nice soft grass, but you're at a fucking school, man. How is that not in the dress code? Someone is definitely sneaking shots of that. And she probably knows, considering the people she's friends with. Man, okay, this is where I gotta draw the line. Is him going, those 16 words might not be good. Now, come on, that's like the limit. Come on. I like how it says a few words. This is more than a few words. Sorry, I'm daydreaming about this. When you come to it and you can't knock it down, you found the wall. Yay! He's drenched in sweat. Anon, you're only becoming more attractive to the gays. Air conditioning. Air conditioning is why Texas exists. Middle-aged raptor in business attire. Going about the library. And now he's worried about his homework. And can you find it in your little heart for us gays, or do I have to find some little room in your heart? My goodness. I have to stream with these guys. Just a free time is scrolling. God, this is taking for fucking ever. This is so protracted for what's actually happening. Don't upset the librarians from Metro 2033. I'm a sensor's worst nightmare. Anyway, it's Nasser. Oh no, it's Naomi. She's going to tell me all about the pronouns.
Hey there, Anon.
He's going to make it. There's a spare chair over there. Still getting some stuff set up here. It's no big deal. Let's get ahead. It won't take long. Pre-written lines. Saying so much data. Also, whether the first place. Any clerk could have done this. Nasser, a fucking idiot, could have done this. That's a little rude. Yeah, an idiot like you. Such is my prerogative. Such is your pierogi, my good sir.
So, Anon, what do you think of your first day of school here with us?
It's pretty all right.
Pretty all right. Just all right.
It wasn't bad, you know. Just different. Just different. Very, very different.
Well, it probably was a lot to take in one day. Well, that makes sense. I'm sure things will only improve going forward. After the first time, it's a little bumpy after all. Did you make any friends since we lost each other?
I met Nasa here. Met these two guys I'm probably partnered with in home ec. One of them gave me a cookie. And then they all know Sage. I hate that. I fucking hate this. I get it. It's a small world and they probably know Sage. But they shouldn't! Technically speaking. If I can track the friend groups back. Fang is not technically... Is Fang friends with Sage up until that point? I think... Aren't they part of the extended group, though? Considering how the parents are, I don't think Sage would have ever been around the house for Naomi to see. And I don't think Naomi knows Sage personally in that way. I don't know. It just feels a bit like a stretch. I kind of get it, but I don't like it. Because the problem is, this turns Sage one note, and, like, it compresses his dimensions too much. Can't anyone else give him a fucking cookie? It's a fucking cookie! He didn't even say it was homemade or anything. He just said someone gave him a cookie. Could have been anyone! It's really just too much at times. Again, I don't know if Naomi knew him beforehand. Hold up. There's one way to figure this out. We've got to go to the Nasser and Naomi friend pages. Although this one doesn't actually include Noomers. Okay, yep, it doesn't mention Sage at all. Sage is literally not mentioned on this page. Sage is also not mentioned on Nasser's page. So yeah, them knowing him is questionable. Like, I understand that he probably has a type, but I feel like it's weird for these guys to be that judgmental about it. It's Como! Holy heck! And I got a second like. Wow! I guess Anon isn't the only one having a good day today. Oh, look at that. The oh dear section. Read it carefully and you'll notice what's wrong. Oh dear, Naomi groans. I really, really hope he didn't put you off. He's a sweetheart, just a little much at times. I don't see it. Other than some pretty sizable mistakes in terms of grammar. So, Senator, you can earn your 4th point if you wish. While Combo here sits pointless. They say a sweetheart. I don't see why calling him a sweetheart is bad. It's explicitly mentioned that Sage is more feminine, especially for a trans man, and that's problematic. Like, I know that sweetheart has female connotations to it, but that's not actually a problem. I'm sorry to tell you, buddy. I don't think Sage would mind, and I don't think it's in general that big of a deal. I've seen actual men referred to as sweethearts. Guess that they say in unison. One of them gave me a cookie. With 2 guys. He makes pretty good food. I don't see where the pronouns slip up. Are they worried that Sage is going to try to kiss Anon? Because the way they talk does kind of imply that they're worried that Anon's going to get smooched. Conversation dies there. They were like, man, I hoped someone else would kiss Sage for once. The conversation dies there. The atmosphere of the room has definitely changed. I can only bear it for so long. Is everything alright? Hopefully. Shit! Oh, fuck. Oh, damn, we're going places. Hold up, we need to turn on some anxious music. Actually, let's put on thoughts thinking. We've got to solve this pronoun mystery. Oh, no, too early. And now it goes. No! Shit! Now? Fuck. So bad. Is everything alright? Oh, hopefully. So I heard about what happened earlier today at the end of homeroom you shared with Naomi. Oh, god damn it! Why is everyone giving me shit? How am I supposed to fucking know? I'll get it. Being a narc is bad, but why is everyone fixated on the pronoun part? Now, so before you started to happen, I've been here for 30 seconds. Unless it's about the snitching. You can give me all the shit you want for the snitching. That part's okay. What about it? Well, it's just that from what Naomi told me, you got into a little spat with my sibling. I just wanted to, see what it was about. Your sibling? Yeah, Fang, they're my older sibling. I look into his eyes and immediately hit me. They're the exact same colors as that feathery punk's. How does that say anything? And if you get a room full of white guys, they're gonna be blue-eyed. And if you get a room full of black guys, you're probably gonna get a lot of brown eyes. Like, there's like 3 options. A 4th if you're albino. And probably some funky exotic ones. You snitched, Anon. Now you have to share it. You have to share a 30-second kiss with me. And we use tongue here. You just gotta do it the dino way. Besides that, they look absolutely nothing alike. It's really fucking weird, even in the context of Goodbye Volcano High. The differences in their wings alone make them look like an entirely different species. Goddamn. Naomi finally speaks up. I know you didn't mend it, but you did misgender them. We're both concerned about it is all. I was hoping to talk to you about it after the class, but I don't think you heard me when you passed me by, and then you shoved me aside, you called me a fucking scale bag, and then you ran off, ranting about how all dinosaurs should be exterminated in a nuclear hellfire. I thought you just missed me. It's really weird. No, I didn't. I just kept moving. You don't have to fucking tell us, man. We know. We read the last chapter. This isn't that long ago. I'm not kind of want to move on right now. Am I really getting interrogated over this? I can deal with the teacher being a dick. They probably might get fired over this. But these assholes have nothing to do with this. Calm down. You sit right beside Naomi in one class, and Nasa is nothing but pleasant earlier. So not to mention they're both positions of relative authority. They can force me to kiss an asa for 30 seconds with tongue. That's a lot of relative authority. He body checked her and left the dents in the lockers. You know, I was just walking by. I stole her wallet. Oh, yeah, by the way, here, Naomi, I found your wallet. just potentially. God damn. I can't afford to piss either of these people off. The Juggernaut! Anony Moose. Renowned wall of meat. Renowned wall of meat. Fuck. So, do you want to say what happened? Oh, wait. So, do you want to say why what happened? Nasser finishes for both of them. There's a concern in his expression and a bit of guarded skepticism on his side. Oh, no, he's an atheist! From your side of the story. I draw my finger against the desktop for a minute. This is such a non-issue, it's not even funny. Yet my heart is beating a million miles a minute. Okay, I want to make this clear. I kind of want to give the story shit for this. However, Naomi was there. Naomi also wants to make the fuck out with Fang. And Nasser already knows about the parents. So I unfortunately have to give these two characters a pass on being this anal about it. One wants to make out, the other already knows how bad it is. And Naomi probably does too. So they're like the most forward people to get involved in this. Trish wouldn't. Reed wouldn't because Reed is kind of chill. Trish wouldn't for one reason. And that's that Trish is kind of anti-confrontational when it comes down to it. Sure, Trish would defend, but only if there's a good reason to. Not just because of minor infractions. The Juggernaut versus the Wall Stella. Will the immovable object yield to the unstoppable force? Find out Sunday, as this fat chick and this skinny guy go chest to chest, wall to wall, in the Thunderdome. Damn. This is such a non-issue, it's not even funny. Shouldn't there be a hyphen in there, for clarity? Yeah, my heart is beating a million miles a minute. It turns out I care about pronouns, too. I'm half Tumblrite. I feel put on the spot, when without any class introduction or other situations today has forced me to. One of my legs is shaking of its own volition. Well, I have that all the damn time. It doesn't take long for me to reach a conclusion of what I want to say to him. The truth, though. He got infected. Yeah, he's got the Tumblrsaurusism. To be honest, man, he leans in a little. I rub the back of my neck because I'm now Inko. I've been on edge all day, big move and all. When Robert snapped at me like that, I don't know, I just assumed the West thought she was picking on me for being human. So when I saw someone else on the phone right beside me, I let my temper slip. That's it, I swear. I didn't mean to cause a problem for anyone, let alone your sister. Okay. Okay, sorry. Gonna have to say no to that one. Let me be clear. Let me be fucking clear. If these two people are gonna go anal on this, literally in the same conversation, he has specifically explained sibling and specifically clarified sibling. I get that that's an easy slip-up to make if you're not used to using the language. Sun Tzu taught me about know my enemies. That's what I mean. That's why I get pissed off when people don't do their research and they start talking about this shit in the wrong way, right? When they talk about the stereotypes instead of the actual reality of things, it's really annoying. Like Sun Tzu would piss on you people in your graves. I feel this is the moment where Nasser should probably put on pressure, if not Naomi. I feel like one of them should make a fuss about this. I don't care who. One of them should. By this point, Anon has been told it's a sibling, corrected on it, told by a teacher, is specifically asked to correct about it, and then makes a slip-up after... At this point, some maliciousness can be assumed, and someone who's looking for it will find it. I understand these are more cowardly individuals than the Snoot Game Gang who would be more aggressive, but I also feel there has to be a limit, and you need to create conflict so that there's conversation between the characters. And you're avoiding a perfectly cromulent argument. I get it, man, I understand you. So Fang being an enemy isn't the problem. How the fuck could he even know? What? No, I didn't even know about it to begin with. It doesn't matter to me. State them shit again. It's not... That's good to hear. I would love it if, like, the whole conversation just dies on the fucking spot. Like, they're so single-minded on this that it getting dropped, but then that doesn't make sense when he... I'm mad that you've just ignored the opportunity for these bastards to have a little bit of an unreasonable edge to them. Come on. Let them be human. Let them act emotionally. You have another dinosaur. Terrorists visibly traded being an answer shots proud. Thank you for they mean to put you on your spot, but they're Naomi's friend and my family. Naomi is not Fang's friend at the beginning of Goodbye Volcano High. As far as we can tell, Fang's friend circle is Reed and Trish, and then somewhat by extension, Stella and Sage, and ever so slightly, possibly Rosa, but that's through Trish. Fang and Naomi are not friends. It is fairly explicit that Naomi is like has been ogling Fang from a distance. You know? Because it really it like even the way Fang responds to Naomi in the back alley implies that they didn't know each other that well before then. It had mostly picked up that year at best. Thanks for talking about it. So it's a spot if I have a sibling. A sibling? You got that bling bling on your thing. It stands for finger, not for thing. Stop saying it's about the penis. If he notices the near slip, he doesn't let on. Again, this doesn't work. And you're going to have to work on that if you're going to be my boy wife. Nah, sir, I'm not gay. My family is rich. I will work on it, daddy. You know, everyone's got their price. What I'm saying is that if we just give every gay person a few $1 trillion, we can solve homosexuality. They'll just buy an island and be gay over there, but... It's a terrible solution. God. But Safi, won't everyone say they're gay? Congratulations, I invented universal basic income by being sexist. You're welcome. With what money? I don't know. Someone's money. Someone's got to pay to solve this problem. I don't know, whatever fucking money they're currently using to afford all those shitty-ass concentration camps they call conversion camps. Maybe they can use some of that money. Anyway, that's enough of me getting real dang political. I think we're good. I don't like this. I do not like this. As I said, I think this is a serious issue, and you could have actually done something with this, and you should have. It's all I ask. I can kind of understand Naomi being a bit more evasive, because that's kind of how she is, but I feel like Nasser is of the two, probably the more likely to... Again, it's so weird to just drop it. Anon's not that kind of person. Tops out the front office, blah, blah, blah. Would you like a ride home? I know you don't have a car. I don't know if you have a car, but I think it'd offer. But that's soon anyways. Are we? When you're rather finishes, I can't say you're wrong. Man, I like that he's taking the walk because it's practical. Ain't no one gonna break my stride. Ain't no one gonna boop that snoot. Snoot, snoot. You've got to keep on booping. Nicely told me about the parking lot, blah, blah. Dude, isn't this parking lot, like, impossibly hot? It's asphalt. It's been absorbing the heat all day and radiating it upwards. That parking lot is boiling. Urban heat sink is not a joke. A clean, dark sedan. Nasser, where are the bullet holes? How can you afford this? Oh, shit, is Anna gonna call out that it's electric? Because I'm pretty sure his car's electric. Or a hybrid. And also seems like the kind of guy. Also, where would they get the gas? Have fun, Como. Have fun with groceries. Get the tasty stuff. Parking lot is so hot you can hear the Mario 64 lava music. Exactly. Anon takes one step and he goes, ha 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 ha. This Nasser has a Ford Funkus. Funkus. I let Naomi take shotgun. She'll be in this car longer than I will. Just my seatbelt. Surprise see vehicles too. Man, why do these people have different cars? I always heard that they had adjustments compared to vehicles solid to humans. Sold to humans. On account of how different our bodies are. Close look is so different, so the back of the vessel is to be slimmer than normal, allowing nostrils wings to rest against the side more comfortably. Tail curved in her lap. Her tail is not that long, isn't it? It's pretty damn short. If I recall correctly, Naomi's tail is like really short. Let me look it up. It's about knee length. So yeah, she could curl that into her lap. It's a black car. Yeah, a black car, black upholstery. It's, Anon, please drink this gallon of water before getting inside. Isn't that uncomfortable? Kinda figured you'd have different seats in your tails. Oh, we do the seats in my family car. If gaps towards the bottom, we can slide a tilt to. Nasser's doesn't. Terrier tails are pretty short. Dude, that sounds way too specific. Plus, this was and still is my first car. They didn't want to spend a premium making it too fancy. First off, he didn't close the quotation, so I think those prior ones were accidental. Secondly, and somewhat more important, isn't your family fucking loaded? Nasser, you live in a really nice house. And your family is like looking pretty fancy. Have you seen the shit that Sabab walks around with? Apartments on the east side. Oh, yeah. Unlike in Skid Row, he can just tell the guy. It's actually a whole field of medical engineering, figuring out products to make safe, comfortable for different saurian species. It's called ergonomics. For instance, did you know that in order to make sauropods without excessive modification, we developed a neck pad? You install on the roof of the car. Neck post. Oh. A padded neck post. They wind their necks around it once they're seated. So this guy kept the fucking weird species just so he could do the ergonomics thing? Lame-o. I mean, I do it. I do it in a heartbeat. And never look back. Because I like world building. I just wouldn't have any characters that have a reason to talk about it. It's only some species like the Diplodocus. Looks even weirder. So we're not gonna get Liz, sorry. To credit helps the fields you went to go into, it's walking textbook. Mini lecture on the acid nullifying tissue paper to safely combat congestion and illness among a different carno called Diplo. Man, please, you're just invoking Wani, which has nothing to do with either of these games. Try to cut a professor head on. This is a map showing the place. It's a tall apartment complex, several stories high, of warm brick concrete facades. There's an office at the very ground floor. An office? Zigzagging stairwells. Liz is safe from the slop. I guess. Nice meeting you. Yours truly is the speaker. Isn't that yours truly without the apostrophe S? Hold up. Yeah, yours truly is without the apostrophe. Neat. I mean, I couldn't tell you that with certainty until I just looked it up. So. Got assembly tomorrow, better or not. Yours truly is the speaker. Shit. Maybe it is. Got pictures on Friday. Why we're taking yearbook pictures at the start of the year like this is a little weird. Because anyone could lose a limb or two, but... $404. Oh, come on! $404, really? I like how he has exactly the same house. Oh no, it's not a studio anymore. Isn't the Lazy Susan like a little spinny thing? It's Silent Hill Room 404? Damn, dude. Leftover pizza. Call your mom when you get home. I'll get that over with. Give him a call. Pizza's life is numbered in minutes, though. Is measured in minutes. Got a lot of paragraphs starting with I here. This man forgot that he met Leo. What a loser. Who? Why? And on, you didn't get in the car with one of those dinosaurs, did you? He's still driving. Hands free. Oh my god, she tried to make a freeway call. She can't do it. Guess that's why she's monogamous. Forgot to call when you got home. Is his name fucking Sue? Sumus? Pseudonym? Huh? I only got to the apartment a minute ago. Taking good amount of the bass on my voice. He's pissy, and I can and will. Big amounts of let him say over at work. Actually, considering how the Earth's magnetosphere works, I don't think the radioactive the radiation will work the same at all levels, at all latitudes. Am I thinking of latitudes? I always get those mixed up. Yeah, latitudes. God damn it! I don't like this. This Vic has pointed out the fucking magnetic thing at least 4 times by now. Maybe 5 or even 6. Solar wind or something. God, I fucking hate how expansive this is. She isn't pretty, but she'll collect Counter Spike and Titan Fin 2. Dang. Moe-eyed, soulless stare of a Saturnia poster. Such a fucking dork. I don't remember packing this box. I sure as shit wouldn't do it now. That sure as I wouldn't. Doesn't matter. From life never again. Need to do something else. Pizza Owls greets me. Extra large my existence storage must like their size is big. No, that's Americans. Americans like their pizza big. We're all with fruit early. Or in plastic plates, warmer slices, blah blah blah. I mean, I guess it makes sense that he would figure this out on a fucking 4chan board, but I don't like this. I didn't like this in Volcano High. I don't like it anywhere else. Like day 1, this happens because again, the Meteor is more a metaphor for Fang's social life and high school. So like, it doesn't really work for Anna to have this day 1. Also, why the hell is it visible to the naked eye at this point? I don't like this, man. I want to do more. I want to do the third chapter like I promised, but I'm a little out of it. If I'm doing the third chapter, I need to take an actual break. Like, put some food in my mouth. Whew. I will say the writing in this is better than most. I will give you um I will give you that this is better written than most, if overwritten to hell. I think it was that Night in the Woods one that was like actually so fucking purple. Man, first day I become enemy number one, not because of snitching, and then the whole world's ending. Yeah, it's a bit much. It was because you probably never saw Metal Gear Rising Reheatants. What are you talking about? Hmm. It's also worth pointing out that not only are Naomi and Fang not really friends, the whole Meteor thing is kind of why Naomi even starts making a move in the first place. So, are we gonna call this? Are we gonna do one more? Or are we gonna call it for next weekend? Because I am tired. I'm so pissed off about what happened this day. I don't like the story very much. I feel I can only try my best, Senator. I can only try my best if I remember to do it. I think if I had to give this one major criticism, it is just that like Anon grinding with the environment is far more interesting than Anon having to deal with the end of the world. Because again, I don't think Anon and the end of the world are like I don't know, man. I don't know, man. How would I? I just feel like the more interesting story doesn't need the end of the world. I feel like the best way to do this is to have Anon grate into the society. He does not become friends, but some people stand up for him, and it is this more social drama about the situation. I don't know, man. I think we're gonna have to fucking do this next time. I'm tired, and I don't want to sit here another 2 hours. I don't stream much as is, and I going into it and immediately going from 0 to 500 is a big risk. Also, I want to watch the stream from Armored Porcupine. So I'll see you guys next week when we're gonna do more Meteor game. Chapter 3, which I was promised is when it gets bad, and if we have time over, we'll do Chapter 4 just to take a look-sees. I do, however, have to agree with Senator. I don't think it's as severe as he makes it out to be, but in hyperbole, yeah, Anon does kind of... Anon gets off easy and he switches gears too quickly. I don't like it. I get that. I know that internally he's still the same, but come on, man. Let us have it. Let us have it a little bit. Just let me have a little snoozy time. Thank you for coming. Trying not to eat too many beans. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.